And we are back. We are back, but we're not we're not rolling at high tempo. We're not rolling at high tempo. What can you do? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what I can do, so my choices are roll with a bit of a herky-jerky stream or don't roll. So I'm going to roll. We've got a really good one for us today, you see. We've got a really good one for us today. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that this is like a radio show or a bit of a herky-jerky stream that might sometimes be good. It might pick up and just, you know, start working perfectly. You never know. It does sometimes. I'm not going to fix the internet issues, the whatever. Right now I'm going to roll stream. It's a good one. Imagine you've got brain damage, because when you've got brain damage, you see the world through little photographs like that. That's a symptom of brain damage. Imagine you've got brain damage. This is a brain damage simulator, or it could be. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. It will come through in waves. It will come through in waves. Okay. One thing I did notice is because I've got a very old computer. Oh look, that's not right, is it? That should be chat. The chat window has changed itself when I turned it off and on. One thing I do notice is I've got quite an old Mac, and I've looked on some of the forums and stuff. When I open up the little internet window, it says searching for networks, found it. Searching for networks, found it. And I'm reliably informed that it's only searching because I'm opening up the window. But I feel like it is intermittently searching for networks, and that might be our starty stoppy. I'll shut up about it. It's boring tech, boring. But that's, so you know, it's not at your end. It's not your end. It's not perfect, but it is going to work, and we're going to do a really good one today. And why do I keep saying it's going to be good? Wow. This is so big. This is so heavy. Martin is in damage control. Martin Liedtke, our favourite British, I'm not going to say the words FLATERTH because YouTube flags it like misinformation, and I'm not misinforming. I don't even believe in that shit. I don't believe in that shit at all. I just, you know, do streams where I debunk and have a chat and have a bit of a laugh. But we've grown to like Martin over the few streams we've done reviewing his work. We've grown to like him. He's quite a personable, quite a friendly chap. He's just got some funny ideas that he's spreading for money. Okay, that's the deal. Today it's gone off. Martin's had a conspiracy conference. We had a look at it in previous episodes. If you want to see our previous episodes, of course, you're watching Ganji Kid on the old YouTube. And you check our playlists, and we've got a playlist all about Tartaria Uncovered. That covers all this stuff, that stuff. So you find it on the playlist. You'll find it later. You'll have a good watch, a good listen, a good laugh. Today we're not laughing so much though. Martin's in damage control. Martin's got mental problems, and there's more serious problems than mental problems. So we've got a wild ride to go ahead today. First thing I'm going to do is do our tweet. Oh God, no. Where's my tweet? Oh God, no. Where's my tweet? Of course, I just turned it off and on again, didn't I? And now I've moved everything from my desktop into a folder. I'm not going to be able to find the picture of Martin that I've used for the tweet and for our... Oh God. How am I gonna do this now? I'll search Martin JPEG. That's not him, that's Charles Martin. Oh, I like to do my tweets. Unbelievable. I'm unbelievable, aren't I? I'll just put... No, that's not done it. Alright, I'll tell you what, I'm going to not do the tweet today then. What a shitter. Oh, God. It's tech day today, isn't it? Monday, Tuesday, Monday. Right. All these windows haven't loaded yet. So what's going on? I had all the windows loaded. We're in damage control. That's what we're going to be watching. Okay, I've got the relaxing music. I've got us. I've got the video. Right, we'll just go into it then. And I'll start chatting, riffing. You'll see what I'm talking about as things unfold. But it's real serious stuff. There's one other thing I wanted to remind us of, but, you know, turned it all off and on again, is Martin's son posted a post. Do you remember we covered it? In fact, I will find this because I think it's important in context. It won't take very long. Martin's son is Welsh Dragon Metals. I've been looking at some of their stuff, really interesting stuff. I'm not subscribed under this account, but really interesting stuff. Actually, I joked about it not taking off on YouTube, but actually I think some of this could take off on YouTube. The gold recovery from old circuit boards. He's made his own, effectively, crypto mining module, sold it himself, and plugged it into his computer, and making him money. That's like a free money device. I'm well impressed. You make that run on solar power, which I think is part of his plan, and that's a free money device. I'm well impressed. So some of these actually could take off. I think the media production side of things is not the forte, but then that's the case with so many people on YouTube, isn't it? YouTube is a media platform, and so many people are interested in their little thing, but not so interested in media production. And media production is a whole big thing, isn't it, son? I'm not dissing him. I think it's quite cool. He went to the conference with his dad. He filmed some of it. That's how we were introduced to his work, to his channel. But on community page where he posts his posts, he made this post after the conference. They all went to this conference. Martin organised it. We watched it in a previous broadcast. Well, that was all pretty fucking terrible. Won't be seeing me with Martin anymore, nor will I be posting for a fairly long time, so I suspect. See ya. Really cryptic and worrying post there. Thankfully, he has started posting, and he is back on. He said his head's been shredded, more or less, by fucking people I foolishly trust or trusted. So something happened. You won't be seeing Martin. I thought something was up between him and Martin, his dad. I thought that was really serious and an issue. And whatever happens with the Earth and, you know, the ideas and the theories, which I think are ridiculous, they're just trying to make some money off it. You know, people need to try and make a buck, you know, whatever. You confuse idiots, like, you know, like it's like scamming people, but you're not really scamming them. You're just selling them fairy tales. And the most confused and idiotic of them, you know, buy into it and give you a bit of money for your book, whatever. That goes on with other stuff as well, doesn't it? It's not just this conspiracy. It's all sorts of stuff that's like that. You know, buy my book, it'll make you happy. Buy my book, it'll teach you to do this, or, you know, you can be like me, or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. It goes on in other ways as well that's quite sinister. So that's Martin and his whole thing. That's the way I feel about it. But they had the conference. His son went with him. We watched the video where they're in the hotel room together having a chat. We've covered it. I've critiqued it. I'm a bit worried. I don't want to be like... I'm not an online bully. I'm here to disseminate truth from fiction, like analyse ideas. But now what I'm really concerned about is this is their lives. Now, I don't want someone's son to be estranged from their father because of bad ideas. So I'm concerned. Now I'm starting to think, over the time, I've started to find Martin quite personable. And one of the things I repeatedly say about all these conspiracy theories is, if you are watching conspiracy theory videos, if you think you're into the truth and you're guided by a spirit guide and you're finding something, you know, other people in the world think you're a bit, don't they? Other people in the world think you're a bit, this is quite a big face moment, I think. So I should big my own face up for this. Other people might think you're a bit, and you might be ostracizing yourself from society. You might be alienating yourself from your peers, your friends, your family. Maybe you don't speak to other people so much because every time you do, you get in this big argument. Maybe it's time to put down those ideas because they're not serving you. Maybe those ideas about conspiracies don't actually make your life any better. Maybe they don't make you any more wealthy. Maybe they don't change. On a day-to-day basis, does it affect your price of your rent? No. Does it affect the price of your bills? No. Does knowing these like profound truths that no one else knows, does that change anything in your life for the positive? No, it alienates you from everyone else. It estranges you from society and your family. And then where'd you go? So it's not actually that good for you mentally to be engaged with this sort of rabbit hole mentality. Whether it's true or not, I don't think it's good for you. That's what my message is. Because I don't think with these people you can necessarily change their minds. Maybe not the people that are promoting the rubbish. Maybe they know it's rubbish, they're just but maybe the people that are believing it, it's harder to change their minds. You can't argue with them about it. I'll show you something about that just quickly. That's a picture of the thing I don't want to talk about, because YouTube will flag my video and say it's a conspiracy video. That's a picture of it, look. That's it. What's going on here is all these people are stood on their respective continents and looking due south. But of course, on the pancake, due south is different for everyone, isn't it? North is the same, into the middle. South is away from the middle. Different for everyone. But when you look in the sky, you can see the Southern Cross. That's because if it's a ball, you see the Southern Cross because you're looking in the same place. If it's a pancake, you shouldn't see the same thing. You should all see different things. So there is a problem with that model, and there it is. And that's how we can prove that it's ball-shaped, is because you look at the stars and you can determine where you are and what you can see because of it. So that's, you know, it's obviously rubbish, isn't it? It's obviously rubbish. But showing that to somebody who's engaged with all this stuff, they don't, oh, but it's magnetic rays are changing my view. Magnetic rays are changing my view or something. They come up with some weird stuff to answer you back. They're not going to just accept it. We're listening to the relaxing, calm video game music from Nintendo games. It's a little bit loud. Just going to try and turn that down a little bit. They're not going to accept any logical argument. That's not how they got there, is it? That's not how they got there. It goes the same for the mudflood and this reset thing. You know, we've looked at these videos now and we've shown them to be absolutely full of junk. Full of bunk and junk. Like one of them had a picture of a termite mound and suggested it was a melted building. One of them had a picture of, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just bunk and junk. Like, it goes from bad to worse. And the people that get caught up in it and buy the books and watch the videos feed in financially to the people that sell the books and make the videos. That's the little industry they've created. And the people that are feeding into it, I can't show them the analytics. I can't show them the physics. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't show them the physics or the astronomy or the whatever. They're not into that. They don't understand that. And if they are shown it, they find ways to talk around it. So I don't think we want to save these people by trying to change their ideas on that level. What I want to do is I want to show them that I'm a decent, honest, open, truthful person, and I'm not here from the government to try and, you know, shut them down or any of this rubbish. Like, no, I'm not engaged on their ideas. I'm not an agent of the devil. I'm an agent of God, if anything. I believe in good. I believe in trying to help people, and I believe in trying to help people. So I'm rubbishing the ideas, warning the stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. I know, mate, but what can I do? I can't do anything about it, YouTube. Not right now. It's gone up to 5,000 again. It's up and it's down, and it's not, like, in terms of my mental health, YouTube, it's not good. It doesn't make me feel good, but I'm gonna have to try and ignore it and push on because I can't fix it in this sitting. I don't know how. And it's been good in the past, so I don't feel like it's me that's changed it, YouTube. I feel like my stream is herky-jerky because of something else that I've not done, because it's been good in the past. I haven't changed anything. Other than we've had the Skybox replaced by a Virgin box. Not the router, the telebox. That's the only thing that's changed. I don't know. So we're just going to push on. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, you watching this, if it is a bit herky-jerky. But the voice, you know, imagine it like a podcast, my radio show, my voice. It's still coming through, and I'm still saying interesting things. And the pictures are there just to entertain and show what we're talking about. So don't worry about that. So my perspective and my important message that I'm here to deliver, and it is an important message, it's a really important message, is that with these people, you might know some of them in your life. It's not about arguing about the conspiracies. That's irrelevant. That needs to be put aside. And what we need to do is try and find common ground. We need to try and find common ground so that we can, on a human level, become, like, I think Martin's a decent chap. I think he's a genuine, like, on a one-to-one basis, when you're not talking conspiracy, I think he's really great to get on with. I don't know him, of course. I also think he's doing this slightly sinister thing for money. But then I think so many people are basically just not caring about their fellow man and trying to make a buck. That's the way of the world in capitalism. So I'm not going to completely, you know, disregard him for that reason. I've said all the negatives about why I think what he does is sinister, but here we're going to see a different side of me and what I think. So my tweet, which we didn't get to see, was that I'm backing Martin. I'm on Martin's side. And you're going to think, what? You're backing Martin? You're on Martin's side? We're going to find out why. Let's go.
This is Martin.
Oi, oi, flat thumbs.
So I'm here today to help Martin.
Now, they are a little bit quiet. again, this media thing, I'm critiquing the media product, but my media product is well rough today with the choppy stream, isn't it? Although all the other things that I do, the sound quality, the image quality, all that's working fine. It's just the internet's not working for me, so I'm not taking responsibility. But I'm critiquing them on the fact that they've recorded a video, it's quiet, they haven't upped the volume in any editing package beforehand, so we have to suffer with quiet volume. I'm going to put the captions on, but we're going to do our best, and if we can't hear it or you can't hear it, tell me in chat. I'll do my best to up the volume in some way or tell you what they're saying. And for that reason, I'm going to turn off the relaxing music.
Hello everyone. It's 3rd of May. My name is Petra and this is Martin.
Oi oi, flat thumbs.
This is Martin's channel this is uploaded to, so really Martin should have opened the video and told us what's going on, but flat thumbs.
So I'm here today to help Martin get some things straightened out. Before we do, I guess I should say who I am a little bit. All right. So Martin and I go way back.
Way back.
Way back. And I'm also a YouTuber, although I took down most of my videos recently because of work that I'm doing elsewhere. And
That's a bit weird. She says she's a YouTuber, but she's took down her videos recently because of work she's doing elsewhere. So being really, oh God, stream health again. Come on. Makes me feel bad. It's not fair. I'm going to just roll the stream. I'm just going to roll the stream and you're going to hear it like a podcast. I need to say the things. They need to come out. But she said she's a YouTuber and yet she hasn't told us what her channel is. She's taken down the videos from her channel. I'm thinking she's got a conspiracy channel, and because she's doing something in the real world, then she's going to be removing her conspiracy stuff because she doesn't want to be busted by her peers for being a nutter, and she thinks it's going to... Oh, 0 kilobytes. We can't have that. Oh, man. Ugh. Just going to do a big face for a second. I'm going to see if I can do something in settings. I mean, what can I be doing? Output, streaming, bitrate 45,000, limit bitrate. Recording, I'm not recording. So all I've got is limit bitrate. Has that helped? I feel it might have helped, but I don't know if limiting it is going to make it any better, because it's, not going to limit. Limiting's not good, is it? Limiting's not good. Although it does appear to have made a bit of a difference. Recording, I'm not recording. So all I've got is limit bitrate. And that seems like it's working, doesn't it? Hello, chat. No notification again. Right, brilliant. And also, my pop-out chat isn't delivering my actual chat, which is chuffing weird. It's all going weird today, actually, isn't it? See, this could be... You could say, oh, it's the internet, and so the government are trying to shut me down. It's not that. It's just some bug in the system, isn't it? It's nothing to do with some... but I think, actually, limit bitrate, I clicked that, and it seems to have made it better. It feels better. It was moderately better. It's a Tartaria attack. Yeah, it's a Tartaria attack. I haven't seen the American news today. Maybe I should look at. Maybe I shouldn't. Not really. It's not really made it better. Okay. How's it not really made it better? And why's the chat changed like that now? It's breaking my brain a little bit now. It is set to the right thing, chat. It is set to the right thing. There you go. Okay. Time for the new computer. Well, I don't know, you see. If I buy a new computer and that doesn't fix it, then I'll be well cross, won't I? Because I haven't changed the computer over the last 6 weeks. So why should it suddenly start having a problem running the kilobytes? The thing that has changed is we've got the Skybox put in instead of the Virgin box. Not the router, but the, the, whatever you call it, the Actually, the other day we had a problem where the whole internet went off. I couldn't stream because all the internet went off. That was just in our house. Neighbours had internet. They were fine. So since they've changed my Skybox for a Virgin Media television, just the television, it's all gone a bit shit. Nigel said it as well, didn't he? Nigel said it. He said that since that change, the stream has been inconsistent. So what am I going to do? Just ring up Virgin Media and say, it's not working properly. But for everyone else in the house, it's working fine. It appears that it's sending internet fine to everyone in the house. If I go on YouTube on my phone, it's fine. But we're not doing that. We're uploading. When I'm looking on here, it says Wi-Fi looking for networks on. Wi-Fi looking for networks on. So as far as my computer's concerned, it's on and it's off. That's what I feel. I feel the problem is in that. That my computer never used to do that before. But they're going to say, oh, it's your computer then, isn't it? If everything else works. No. That's not the case. That's not the case. But my biggest problem is I'm a live streamer. And what am I to do? I have to stream. I have to put up with it and persist with it, knowing in the back of my heart that this is going to spoil today's media product. But the message, the words we say, the content is going to be brilliant. And I don't want it to spoil the brilliant one. But everyone else isn't uploading and streaming. It doesn't matter. Everyone else has always been doing whatever they want, haven't they? Like we've been streaming now for 2 years. So over those 2 years, things have been going on. No one else in the house is uploading and streaming anything really, no. But it shouldn't matter. We should have, great big fat internet. My only other choice is to move this whole setup, and it's a big chuffer. I can't because we're in this room. This is where we live, in this room. But I'll move it into by the box and see if it makes it better. And if it does, so what? I still have to come back in here. And yeah, it could be anything. I am hardware encoding, so theoretically it's the computer. I mean, has it been better since I've clicked that button? No. We're going to push on. Okay, I've done enough chuff. This is a really good episode. It's slightly disappointing that we've got a problem with the internet, but welcome to the world of the internet. You know what it's like. You've been there. We've all been there. So I really want to get the message out, though, what we're doing today and the message. This issue with Martin and what's going on, it's important. So let's go.
Martin's work actually helped me along the way when I started to wake up that there's something wrong with the narrative. And so I know his work. It helped me along. I know there's a lot of people that were helped along as well.
So she's a follower of Martin who's been helped along, she says. And what that means is that she's bought into those funny ideas. Yeah, that's what that means, is that she's bought into the funny ideas. She's got a big chunker of a Bible on the desk there. Big chunker of a Bible on the table, below the telly. Big Bible.
I mean, the whole purpose of the narrative, Martin, when you think of it, is to make people believe that the life on this earth is shit, and then we need to focus on somewhere else, something else, and just get out of here and not be present here.
Okay, so she asserts that and this isn't what we're getting into yet, Martin's got bigger problems than this, but she asserts that the narrative is to say that the life on this earth is shit and that we need to be getting out of somewhere, not here. What the hell is she on about? The life on this, what narrative? And why is my chat not chat? Oi, YouTube. There we go. What narrative suggests to us, who is trying to pump into our heads that life here is shit? No one's doing that. No one's doing that, are they? That's not the narrative. There is no one overarching narrative anyway, is there? There's lots of voices with different ideas. But this question the narrative, Great Reset, this whole conspiracy thing, this, apparently now it's to convince us that life here is shit, which is weird because there's so many instances where I can think of just off the top of my head where they're like, oh, life is great, enjoy Coke. Enjoy Coca-Cola, have a great time, enjoy yourself. Don't they try and pump out a different message? That aren't we trying to pump out a different? Anyway, that's what she's got. That's what she's thinking. That's so she's a bit nuts. Let's be fair. She's a follower of Martin who's bought into his stuff. She's a bit nuts. She thinks that the narrative is to try and make us believe that the world is shit.
Not be present here. So whether that's idea of heaven, nirvana, whatever that is. And you have shown the evidence that in fact, heaven has always been on the earth.
So, and the idea is that we should want to die and go to heaven because it's better up there. But she's saying we've been shown the evidence here that heaven is always on earth. So how can that be the case? How can that be the case? I don't know.
Golden Age has always been here, a long time ago, got mud flooded to nothing.
Oh, it's that thing against Tartaria. Jesus came back from the heaven and the earth was mud flooded and all. It's that one.
Known as Noah's flood. And you've shown the evidence to that.
I'm starting to remember, and I want others to remember.
Right, and a lot of people are now remembering. So I testify that what Martin has been working on is the truth, and that is what his channel is about.
She testifies, funny way of putting it, that what he's been working on is the truth, and that's what his channel's about. And Martin pulls a bit of a funny face here because he actually knows it's not. But, you know, she testifies that's the truth.
Now, having had a YouTube career of sorts myself, I understand that it's a career. So you get behind the camera and you put on a facade, you put on a persona.
Right, she says facade and persona, not passage and persona. Facade and persona. She's saying now that because YouTube is, she says career, okay, YouTube is not a career. Media production is a career. YouTube is a media platform. She's a little bit confused in her own ideas, bear in mind. Like, she shows her confusion all the time by the things she says. So she says YouTube is a career. You can be a YouTuber, you're a media producer, that's a career. But you don't have to turn YouTube into a career. You can just do YouTube to spread the truth. You don't have to use it to leverage money out of people. You can just do it to spread the truth. There are no rules on that on YouTube. But she is correct that YouTube, for some people, media production is a career. And so they do use their YouTube to make money. People do it in lots of different ways. You could create media with value and hope that people get some value out of it and, you know, choose to support you. Or you could go even further down a more cynical capitalist route and leverage people's psychology with manipulative tactics. People do that. They do it in all sorts of ways. They do it in the ASMR community. They don't have to be making any specific thing. You know, you can be making ASMR and you can be like Jesus, and you can be making ASMR and you can be like the devil. It doesn't matter. That's the world of YouTube, yeah. But she's saying that because she's done YouTube before, she knows about this. You put on a fake persona, you put on a facade. I don't. If you come around my house and talk to me for the next 2 hours, I'm going to be like this. Yeah, I don't. And I can guarantee and almost effectively evidence that, because I've done a series of vlogs where I just turned the camera on, I was myself. And I've been around on the internet for a long enough time to know that you can't maintain a facade like that. If that's your bag, if that's your jig, then you can only do short bursts. Like, you can't be on the media all the time, because maintaining that facade is such a stress. And if you choose to do that, then you not only limit yourself, like I say, because I believe you can't keep it up all the time. Some people do. Some people live their whole life as a facade, and it's really stressful for them, and eventually it causes them mental problems. But you know, what actually I believe is that maybe you should be authentic, and then that's the way to go. But of course, some people do act. You know, you have actors, and you know, people in Friends aren't Joey and whoever. Ross isn't Ross all the time, is he? They put that down when they go home. So yeah, you can be putting on a persona, but YouTube is more generally populated by people who are not, or maybe I would say the more successful are more authentic. There's different ways to look at it, but she's basically asserting that because you're on YouTube, you put on a fake persona, and that's not you, and that you need to do that because you're using it as a business, as a money-making tool. So you need to play the role of whatever it is required to make the money. And that's what I've asserted about these people. I say that, but I say it as a negative, and she doesn't see it as a worry. She's not thought, oh, Martin's been fake on the internet and I bought into it, maybe I shouldn't buy into it. How does she not? She's just
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, you're an entertainer of sorts, or an educator.
Yeah, if I was to, you know, the way I do my YouTube, obviously if I was sitting around be acting like that all day, it would be weird.
So she says you're an educator or an entertainer. They're different things. I'm going to leave the music because it's getting in the background too much. They're so quiet, I'm not able to use the music. If you're an entertainer, then entertain, that's fine. You're not obliged to stick to the facts, maybe. But if you're an educator, it's a totally different role. And you can be entertaining while educating, and you can be educational while entertaining. And welcome to YouTube, it's a broad world. He's not officially any of those things. You know, he's not qualified to educate. He's not presenting himself as education. He's entertaining to some, that's subjective, but he's not projecting himself as an entertainment show. You know, as he's projecting his ideas as if they're more scientific. So they talk a lot about research. None of them purport to be academics. You know, it's a very weird world they're in. But yeah, having a little laugh. You're both an entertainer and an educator, whatever. Okay. And she's saying that, and he said, yeah, I can't act like this all the time. It'd be weird. Nobody acts one way all the time. That would be weird. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're this, sometimes you're that. But I don't switch off the camera and then go, oh, thank God for that. Now I can be myself. That's not what we're talking about. But that seems to be the idea that she's got into her head. And that doesn't trouble her.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's obviously not my relaxed, normal self around the house, obviously.
But what happens is people that watch you expect that that is the real you. They feel they know you. They feel they know the way you are.
Well, two things here. One, that is the real you. Even if you're acting, that is you. You're acting. Do you know what I mean? People get so confused about this, and it makes me laugh because they say, oh, you know, would you be the real you? They're putting on an act. Be the real. But that person is an actor. They're someone who acts a lot, and they fake, and they, you know, that's the real them. That's how they are. Do you know what I mean? So that's a silly thing to say. And also, getting to know somebody based on their personality and the way they present is a fair thing to do when you're presented to by on YouTube. That's how if you're going to present to us on YouTube and be that person, that's how we're going to get to know you. If that's the facade and act, that's the facade and act we're going to see. And it's not wrong for the viewers to say, okay, Martin's a bit like this, because I've seen him being like that. Is it? And I don't think she's right anyway. I think he is like this. I think when you turn the cameras off, Martin, it's still jovial and jokey and chatting about conspiracy and, you know, all sorts. Yeah. I don't think he's always that animated and amped up, but I don't think he's much different from how I've seen him present on YouTube, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong.
They feel that they are close to you because they have watched you for so many hours, and yet you don't know these people and they don't know you.
I project myself trying to make,
What's happening here as well that's really strange is she seems to think, despite her being one of those people, remember she said, Martin, I've watched his videos and he opened my eyes to these conspiracy theories. She's one of those people. She seems to think she's something special and that she does know him where these other people don't. She knows him where the other people don't. She's managed to get into his head through some other means, maybe. I don't know. But isn't it weird that the things she's saying should actually be levelled at her as well? You don't know him. You don't know him from Adam. You've only, you know, why are you such an expert? And the fact that he doesn't know the people who are watching him, yeah, that's true. You know, you don't know the people that are watching you, do you? Well, I know some of the people that watch me because I talk to them every day in my chat. So I kind of get to know them.
The idea is, like, you know, especially through all this strangeness, what I had was just to try and spread the love, keep people happy, and then the camera go off, and then, you know, I'm back to my life.
Back to
and
yourself.
I'm just, you know, pretty sad, really.
Right.
That's really, I'm going to highlight that. He said, then the camera goes off. I'm trying to spread the love and happiness. The camera goes off and I'm pretty sad. I mean, you don't see me when I'm crying, do you? Because I don't come on stream and say, oh, quick, let's turn on stream. I'm having a little emotional moment. But sometimes you do actually see me cry on stream because I have my emotional moments on stream. So you will see me doing that actually, won't you? But what's really interesting is that Martin has basically just confessed to depression. He said that I'm playing a role on camera, I'm showing the world I'm happy, but inside and off camera, I'm sad and depressed. That's a huge, big, you know, absolute massive, I'm going to wave a red flag. Martin, I don't want you to be depressed. I think we can help you. I've got a series of videos. We call it Mental Health Monday. So if you go to my channel, Ganji Kid, you go to my channel, there's a series of videos. We call it Mental Health Monday. There's a playlist for it. But also, if you just go to the homepage and down to Mental Health Monday at the bottom there, you can click the channel. And this is a whole resource. We've been doing it for years now, more than a year. Since I started streaming by doing Mental Health Monday. And we've been doing it for a long time now. We've edited these videos into more digestible chunks. But you can watch the whole stream. It's every Monday, 8 p.m. GMT. You can watch the whole stream on Twitch. You can watch all of the previous streams on our channel, Ganji Kid, and Mental Health Monday's got its own channel. We create media with value to help people. We don't confuse them with funny ideas about whether this and that. We don't confuse them with that, because that's not helping them in any way. Even if they believe that, it doesn't help them in their lives. That's not helped you to pay your bills, even though you're selling books about it. So I think we should bin that off. Even if it's true, if it's not true, I don't think it's true, you think it's true, whatever. Get rid of that, because it's not helping you. On the other hand, mental health support, advice, actionable tips, ways to improve your life, you know, things that can actively improve your life and your mental state, that is important, really important, because you're depressed. So I think that's important, and that's why we do it. So that's important for me to wave that flag. Martin, you're depressed. Let's interact and engage on that level. Let's forget about all this conspiracy rubbish, and let's sort your depression out. And I would argue that going on about all this conspiracy rubbish is alienating you. It's exhausting you. It's causing problems in your life, more problems than it's giving you. So I would say abandon it, even if you take a break. Let's say you just take a year off promoting that message and just focus on things in your life that you think are good, like eating good food, nature, or whatever it is that you're in. You know, forget this wild ride and just focus on getting your health sorted. That might be good.
So you've had some heartbreaking stuff going on over the past few years.
Yeah, ongoing.
I mean, this week, it is, what, 3rd or 4th anniversary of your ex-wife passing?
Fucking hell. So that's...
I remember being 3 minutes from my wife. Yeah.
Right.
So that's massive. His wife died a few years ago. You won't be over that now. Years. It's not a 2 or 3 year thing. It's not my... I had to take my dog to be put down, and, you know, I'm still not over that. That's a dog. Like, your wife died. Jesus. Like, that's huge. I really feel sorry for you. It's something that you didn't, it's not fair. You didn't deserve it. It's not something that anyone can fix for you. It's something you have to feel and go through and take time with and suffer with, and hopefully find a way to deal with and come out the other side as, you know, as a stronger person. But I totally get what he's saying now. On camera, I'm all this, but when I turn it off, I've got these problems. Yeah, I totally get that. That's mental health. That's what that is. That's mental health. That's a mental health situation. We can help with that, but I don't know if what you're doing in your life at the moment is being constructive on that front.
So you have lives just like everybody else. You have your life story, for good or bad, whatever.
Now she's saying you've got a life story, and then she's not going to dig into it. But I would really like to think that from all the work we've done thus far, if I can get the chuffing stream rolling so it's not herky-jerky, we could get Martin on. He could come here into my room. He's someone that he's not had a vaccine, I'll worry about that, but he could come here into my room and sit and do the podcast with me. Not to talk about whether, you know, things in space are what they seem, or whether mud-buried buildings, but I want to talk to him about his life, about his feelings, about how he's moving through it, and what a struggle it's been, and whether we can find some way to see a positive future. I think that's the most important thing, not whether the funny ideas, and then maybe we could ask him about the funny ideas at some juncture, but they don't seem to be serving him. They don't seem to be helping other people. Even if it's a money-making venture, I don't think he's making a lot of money, is he? He's certainly not happy through it all. He's been doing it for a while, and it's not made him happy. That's the bottom line I'm seeing here. So yeah, now I'm thinking I could get him in the studio, you know.
Your persona on the videos is a persona.
Yeah. Obviously.
Again, guaranteeing your persona is a persona. I don't like that. You're fake online, she's saying, isn't it? You're fake online. Stream bitrate again. It keeps telling me about the bitrate. I don't know, man. So I don't even know if that's true. I think she's trying to really drive home this point about this persona now. I don't even know if it's true. I mean, your persona is part of you. It's something you do.
And today we get to meet Martin the way he is.
Today we get to meet Martin the way he is, and he immediately does the flat thumbs and makes the joke. So we don't get to meet Martin the way he is, because he's being part of his persona because he's on camera. So you set up a camera and that's changed who he is. And part of that persona is that you have to believe in that persona, so you buy the book, isn't it? It's flat thumbs, you know. If he takes away the persona, does that remove the ideas about the funny ideas as well? Are they part of the persona, or does he believe them deep down in his heart as well? I don't know. I would think maybe he doesn't believe them deep down in his heart, because, you know, they can be proven to be wrong. Where'd you go with that, though, if you do believe it in your heart? I don't know. But he brings up that. So it's the way some people are. Like, you know, some people, this makes me remember some people, like myself even, being at the pub. And, you know, at the pub, it's all fun and games, isn't it? But then you get home and it's not so fun and games, is it? So, you know, she's saying we meet Martin the way he is because she's probably met him off camera and he's not had to play, you know, he's not been on. You know, I've been a hairdresser, I've been a certain way in my salon, and then I've been able to switch off after work. I can see that, but it's still the same person, still being them. It's just their different facets.
And we're doing it because there have been some attacks going on over the last week. Attacks?
Now this worries me. Attacks. I'm not attacking Martin. I've been attacking his ideas, but I'm not, you know, I don't care about these people that deeply to want to get involved in their lives, other than what I'm saying today, to offer support. So,
defamation, character assassination.
Defamation, character assassination, yeah, that I don't think that's a problem. You know, if it's defamation, wait, there's two things here that are yeah, but you've just done that. You've just said he's fake online. So, you know, I don't know about, but there are limits to what is acceptable defamation. I don't know who's saying what.
Doxing, threats of violence.
Doxing and violence are bad. I have found one of these videos that's anti-Martin, so we'll watch that in a second after this, maybe, depending on time and bitrate. But and you literally ask people to come and meet up with you in towns around the country. You know, that asking them to draw a line and say, please don't contact me, or, you know, maybe that's different. I don't know, though. Invasion of privacy, I don't know exactly what they mean.
Where Martin's phone number has been posted around.
His phone number's been posted around. That's a bit of an issue. David Lee asserts that Martin doesn't believe it. Yeah, you know, this is one of the things that I think as well. It's hard to believe that they believe it, isn't it? You see, it's hard to believe that they believe it when you know how the scam works. His phone number being posted around is awful, but then on the other hand, I guess he has advertised his phone number for the conference. My guess, I don't know, but that's bad. You know, we can't be having this.
Whereabouts of his son and other people, stalking, theft of international theft of
IP,
intellectual property. Yeah. I could go on and on and on. So
you should go on and on, but I don't think you can, because I think you've just come to the end of your list, because you literally read it off a list. So a bit funny to say that you could go on and on. Maybe you should make the clear list, because that's important. These are criminal acts that we're talking about, and if that's the case, I mean, I know from my experience that if anything like that goes on around me, I go straight up the highest ladder. I don't fuck about. I'm not going to like make a threat online. Or if you don't stop messing with me, I'll mess this. I'll tell the police. It's too late. The police are already around your house, mate. If you've threatened me or violence or posted my phone number, you know, they're already on their way, mate. I'm not going to take any shit off randomers off the internet. No thanks. So yeah.
That's why we're here. So about a week ago, I had a feeling that Martin needed a break without knowing what was going on. So
she had a feeling that he needed a break. And what she's trying to suggest, though, is she's got psychic powers. But actually, we all knew that because we could see it happening on the internet. We could see Martin unravelling. We could see the stress. We could see the problems he was having with his conferences and his tour. And then we could see the post from his son. So everybody knew that. She's not clever. She's not psychic.
Myself.
But she's maintaining that he makes a persona on the internet and he's fake online. And yet she could see through that to something that nobody else could. She's confused.
We invited Martin over to Central Europe.
Central Europe. So she either lives in Hungary, Poland. It's Poland, isn't it? It's Poland.
And we told him, well, look, that's less than a train ride in UK, right?
Yeah.
So you said that financially you're not in a great shape, but when we explained that you're actually going to save money by getting over, it all worked out. So
Wow. Financially, he's not in great shape. There's a great big red flag that's been waved. I will repeat that my stream is herky-jerky today because of internet issues, but I'm going to persist with the stream because the things I'm saying are important and you can listen to it akin to a radio show. So it's a podcast, it's a radio show. There'll be some herky-jerky pictures, but the content is all here. He said he's financially, you know, they both just outlined he's financially in the shit. And things are cheaper out there. I don't know what the system is if you're on benefits or stuff like that, if you're allowed to just go on big holiday, because we're not in Europe anymore. Remember, we're not in the EU, so you can't just go and, you know, travel around wherever you want these days. They did a Brexit, so you have to stay in England, mate, if you want your benefits. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. You're not free in the way you were before.
So now you're here, and I had no idea what was going on. So after hearing everything that's been happening, I basically begged Martin to come on the camera with me so that some things can be addressed. So
she's pushing him to do this video. He's not sure if he wants to do it. That's why she's leading it. Again, we've got thus far, we've got 5 minutes in, and I've talked for ages, so we're going to be here for ages. I think it's really important. And she hasn't told us who she is or what her qualification is to do this. Is she a therapist? Is she a media producer? Is she a lawyer? Is she a school dinner lady? Does she just think mad shit? I don't know. So why is she leading this conversation and who is she? I don't know. Martin should be leading these things on his own channel. If we're talking about Martin having problems, if we're talking about Martin being attacked online, it's great that he's got what we would say allies. Come on, internet. It's great that we've got allies online. You know, it's great that we've got allies in person. But if you're dealing with this sort of stuff and you're making videos, I don't think it's a good idea to let this woman direct your content in this way, Martin, because she might have your best interests at heart. She might, or she might just be an idiot who makes mistakes online and says things that might get you into further shit. You don't know. You've got to really trust her with your whole life to allow her to drive this. You've already handed over your autonomy in a way. You've gone over there, staying at their house. You know, it's almost like Martin's given in a way, and he's letting someone else drive the train now. He's letting someone else drive the car, and it's her that's in charge. Well,
you're right, born to kill on your helmet, and you wear a peace button. What's that supposed to be, some kind of sick joke? I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
That's right. I feel like screaming today. Tippies, thank you for your tippies. Thank you for your tippies. Come on. You can't even find the Tippy page now. It's weird, isn't it? It can. Here we are. Here's Tippies. Thank you. Thank you. She's off to teach class. But yeah, you'll be able to hear the rest of the stream because it will be recorded. Just herky-jerky. Yeah, so she's driving the train.
as I said, there is a defamation attempt going on.
Personal and professional attempt at character assassination is what's going on.
Right, and we could go sentence by sentence.
Defamation attempt, she could break it down sentence by sentence.
Claim by claim and try
Claim
to
by claim.
it, but I think we don't need to do that.
But we don't need to do that. That's mental, right? If someone is defaming you online, then two things, right? One, bang, like I said earlier, straight to the highest authority. I'm winning that case. Like, there's no way I'm losing online defamation. That on YouTube is such a simple system. You don't have to get a lawyer involved. You can just go on YouTube and click, click, click. This is what they're saying in that video. Click, click, click. This is me. Here's my signature. Bye bye. Bye bye. Your channel's gone. That's it. Gone. Bye bye. If it's proper defamation, if it's not like, you know, what I'm saying about Martin and his ideas is not defamation. If I said I think Martin's a pedo, defamation. You know, and I've never said anything like that because I don't want to be. I'm not an online bully. Remember, I'm trying to talk about ideas. I think it's interesting, but And that's why today I've got Martin's back. So I think she has not got his back properly, because we don't need to do that. We don't need to claim by claim. If you want to make a video refuting all the things, by all means. I don't think that's a good idea either, though, because I've not even seen... She's now directing me to the defamation. I didn't know there was defamation. Now she's telling me there is. I want to go and find it. I want to go and see what they said about him. So they're shooting themselves in the foot here. If you're not going to deal with it, don't talk about it. If you are going to deal with it, deal with it. When people were saying shit about me that was online, I did the wrong thing. I made a video and I came on and I was like, right, all these people saying this is wrong for this reason, this is wrong for this reason, I'm 100% right, you're 100% wrong, suck it, yeah? And I was right. I was 100% right. I still am 100% right. They still can suck it. But they don't like me because of it. So what happened was the big bandwagon said, oh, you're a chuffer. And it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. We're going to say you're wrong because you're a chuffer. You know, that shit goes on. So I know from experience, probably better just to leave it. Don't stoke the fire. They're idiots. The reason that you're getting this shit is because they're idiots that believe funny ideas. Well, now one of the other idiots in the funny ideas community is giving them funny ideas about you. Suddenly it's all backbiting and snakes. Don't get biting. Don't get being a snake. Don't even get responding. Let the police respond. Let YouTube respond. Shut them down. If you want to go to court, if you're worried about money, go to court. Let's have the money. I was making this much money off my YouTube channel. Now I'm not, because you did that video. So you're going to pay me the money. That's the way that goes down. Simple things, but don't get into petty online, don't get into messing about. Live in the real world, live in the grown-up world, and just shut it down. Because if it's defamation, it gets shut down. If it's not, if it's true, you can't shut it down. You're in trouble. That's why you should shut it down real quick, because people think they left this up. They haven't shut it down. Why haven't they shut that down? It could be true. Look at what's going on with Johnny Depp.
What we want to do is to address it in general.
She wants to address it in general, which I think is a huge mistake. You either address it specific and say, this is a lie because X, Y, Z, here is the evidence. And maybe you don't dress it up like I did, suck it. Because if you do suck it, doesn't matter if you're right, they're not going to like hearing it. So maybe you do it in a nicer way. Maybe there is a way to do that. Maybe there is a way to manipulate your media image to appear to be the good guy, even if you've done the wrong thing. Yes, there is. That's the media. Yes, there is. I mean, look at people like Tyson Fury. Who knows? I'm not going to get on that bandwagon right now, but I just want to point out that you can manipulate a media image, yes. So now they're going to start to do that, they say. But it seems like a wrong move.
You've been on the tour?
Yes.
The last few months?
Been on the tour the last few months.
There was a conference. Can you tell me how did that go?
Okay, the juice. How did the conference go?
All failed. It was
all failed.
Catastrophe. It was mismanaged, and I am to blame, because if I can just learn to say the no word once in a while, that would be fan-fucking-tastic, because I keep saying yes, 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 because I'm so happy to appease everyone and keep everyone happy at my own fucking detriment.
Right, he's getting angry now. He's getting angry. This is obviously something that's winding him up. I could do the body language analysis on Martin. I'm particularly good at it. This is not that video. So I'm going to touch on it slightly a couple of times, but I'm not going to go deep on it. What I can tell you here is that we've talked about Martin putting on a persona. This is not a persona. This is really him. This is really how he's feeling. This is not making this up. He's not concocting a story. As far as I can tell, this is honest from Martin. I'm not worried about the validity of what he's saying in terms of his own belief. I think he's angry about it, yeah, and I think he's telling his truth here. Not when we're talking about these funny ideas and whether the Earth is this and that. Not that. We're talking about something else here, about this specific thing, this conference, and he is angry and he does believe in his own idea here.
As you can see, and people, especially business-minded people, well, they're not thinking like me. I'm not even in that realm, which is why I do, I guess, hopeless at business.
Yeah.
He referred to her there. There's a big nod to her there. She's obviously talked him into this idea. Martin, you're not good at business. You're not in that realm. That's why this, and she's there like, yep, well done. Good boy. You've said that. I put that idea in your head and you've said that. It's such a weird relationship between these two body language terms, because she's controlling him and maintaining control of this situation. you can see it in the body. Like it's strange.
So the tour, yeah. So as you all know, I went on a tour for the start of the month. I got proper ill. Yeah, worrying that I was actually going to die. I left the tour early. The tour was a financial loss. Ended up finishing the tour £750 in the minus.
Interesting point then. He's gone on the tour and he's ended up feeling really poorly. And he was going to go £750 in the minus. I don't know why you do that if it's true. I am doing the body language breakdown. I shouldn't rely on that. I should just talk about the subject. So interesting though is that he did the tour and it's cost him money, 750 quid. So he's been sick. He's decided to come home. I would think if you're going around the country and you haven't had a COVID vaccine and you're going around the country at the time when the Omicron, thank God not the Delta, but the Omicron version, the less lethal version, but it's one that can still make you really sick, is in its final throes of its big peak. If you're going, he was going around during the peak, wasn't he? He's probably spreading the fucker. And I don't know if you had a COVID test, but you're more likely to get sick going around the country when there's a pandemic than when there was not. And this is gonna blow your mind, but if you wear a mask, then you're less likely to get sick, regardless. Not even just COVID, but all the other kinds of sickness, all the other, like a cough, a cold, the flu, all that. If you wear a mask, less likely. If the other people wear masks, even better.
You didn't even break even.
No.
But let's go back to this money. He didn't even break even. That's the key thing. He said he was sick. She's coming on the money. She's financially minded. She's looking at the money. Don't look at the money. Forget that. It's a problem. We're gonna find out it becomes a problem. If he's depressed because his tour was a failure, that's different. That's his sense of self-worth. That's his sense of achievement. That's his looking at himself in the mirror and saying, "Oh God, I'm fucking this. This is all going to shit." You know, that's this thing taking off and being successful and him think. We said before in previous episodes, these people gain some sense of self, some sense of status through this whole process. If he's not able to gain that status, it's really dangerous for him. This is the dangerous end of depression. So yeah, the £750, Martin, I can give you 750 quid tomorrow. My wonderful supporters, my tippies, my chippies, I've been saving it up in the bank and not spending it as much as I can. So I haven't been touring around the country doing funny stuff. I've got that in the bank. If you're really struggling, I can give you 750 quid. Honest to God. But it's not that's going to change. That's not, next month you'll need another 750 quid and you'll still feel depressed. The money comes and goes. You struggle, you survive, whatever, but it's not the money that makes you happy. There's a certain point where it can, giving you 100 grand a year will make you happier, but you're still going to end up looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, do these people believe this shit and why am I doing it? Like, there's still a problem. So I think it was partially the problem was the tour wasn't going well, that he decided to feel sick and come home. I feel sick, I'm defeated, I can't do it. Negative, yeah, but that can be depression. But picking up on this money.
I was gonna basically try and make it up the convention, but unfortunately we only sold out of 250 tickets, just over 100.
So they only sold 100 tickets to the convention. The convention was £30 a ticket, so just over 100 is £3,000, which is fucking loads of money, isn't it? And you got to pay for the hotel, convention room. 500 quid, I'm guessing. What are your other outgoings?
And I paid £1,500 for the suite.
£1,500 for so an extra £1,000 than I thought. Maybe I'm underestimating how much it costs to hire a hotel suite for an evening, right? But I would maybe look for somewhere cheaper. There must be a cheaper venue for your 30 people conference than spending, well, mind you, they're spending the ticket money, they're paying for it, so it comes and goes, but that's half your money. So you're not business minded, are you? Because you've just wasted half your money on a room. Could have done it outdoors. Wouldn't have had any overheads at all. You've got £1,500 though. You still got £1,500, and something going wrong with the 750 quid. That's you've still got that.
The conference room. I think it was £600-700, something stupid anyway for the tech guy.
£700 for a tech guy. Wow. And the tech was awful, wasn't it? The tech was awful. We didn't get a proper live stream. We didn't get any proper videos. The people there just got to see things on a screen. I used to do the same tech job for my local art society for free. I used to put their video screen up and plug the cameras in and have the video screen going. I used to do it for free. Free. And David, it's not just 100 people that believe the crap. You've got to be committed enough to believe the crap and go to the conference and buy a ticket. They're the real core. They're your real, real core group. They're not just the people that watch the videos. They're the ones that will actually, stand in the rain.
Anyway, it was all really, really fucking expensive.
It does sound expensive the way you've outlined it. I don't know if that's true. Those people, to perpetuate their own nonsense and so that they get an opportunity to sell their own ideas and book, they should be paying you to be on the thing. When you do I know this is not the case, when you do a conference, remember, like I said, you sell the table space for your venue, you sell the stalls and the market space. If you're not making that money back in market stalls, if you're just trying to sell your own books, you've missed a trick. But if you're having to pay the presenters as well, you have to make a business plan that says, I'm able to afford these people because I've got this much money coming in. Not on the door, not on the tickets, but on the market stalls that are paying to sell. That's how it works. You fucked up the business. I get it. But paying the presenters was an absolute mistake, because in your world, these people will just chat shit for free because it helps them out. So I bet half of them wouldn't, you could have got for free.
An idea the month when I got back from the tour. I get back from the tour. Now, bear in mind, I can prove everything that I'm saying now.
He says he can prove everything he's saying. This is weird. If you're saying you can prove it, why would you not just prove it? Because all it is holding up a bank statement.
Okay, that's a fucking big difference.
That's helpful.
It is helpful. So I came home in debt, and I had £9 in my bank account. I got bank statements.
So if you've got £9 in your bank statement, that's not debt. That means you're plus 9. Although you might owe money to people, but you're not actually physically in the debt, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just terms conversation I'm talking about here, but I don't know. I don't know. So maybe you can't show us the bank statement because maybe it doesn't show what you're saying.
Well, this can be proved. As I've already told, not that it makes any difference. So,
but real big point to make. All this has come to nothing. All this flat rubbish, flat thumbs, all that. All you're selling your books, all the ideas. What it's left you with is £9.
I spent the entire month broke.
Now he's moaning about the money. So it really makes me wonder, because if I was doing a conference to spread truth, it wouldn't matter to me about how much money I'd lost, really. It'd be a shame, but I wouldn't be crying about it. I'd be saying about all the truth we spread. Some people make it their mission to do charitable work where they spend their own money to spread truths. And so it is a financial thing for Martin. It is a financial thing. This is a business interest. He's not good at it, but it is the reason he's doing it. He's trying to make as much money as possible off these funny ideas. Definitely. He's proved it to us there.
Okay. So coming up to the conference, a week before, I'd run out of everything, food, and I was just ticking everything on credit. I had no money.
He's run out of everything. Ticking means you get it for free and pay later.
My son was up.
And that is not a term used in food. That's a term used in drug dealing. So I would guess, and it's a guess, I'm not saying this is true, but I'm guessing that Martin was ticking his weed because he smokes a lot of it and he has to pay the dealer. And you can do that. I can go and get an ounce of weed down the road right now. I can go and get one for free. I don't have to pay for it, but they'll be round next week to get their money. Do you know what I'm saying? And they want me to take it for free because then they can come round and collect. And if I'm not prepared to pay, they can take something or get angry or whatever, or charge me more or whatever it is. Because once you're in debt, they've got you. It's not a cash business every time with drug dealing. They're quite happy to let people get into debt with them. Ticking, it's called. It's called ticking. You don't tick food from Tesco.
With electric. So I contacted the management team for the convention.
He contacted the management team for the convention. So now again, it's confusing to me because I thought he was doing it all. Thought he was £750 down. No, there's a team for the convention. So they, as a team, as a business, is it a separate business? Did you set it up as a separate business? Because I did a business in my town where I was a business, and if I wanted to manage a convention with other people and make money from it, it could have either been part of my business, in which case they can just fuck off, or we could have had to set up a separate limited company for the management of the convention, in which case they can't fuck up, they're part of it. That's business, that's getting things above board and all clear before you start, so you all know where you are, so you don't have any squabbles after.
And they said there is no money in the kitty for you to have, and I was sent a £65, really nicely, a £65 food order about 3 days before the conference.
So they've got money in a kitty for the conference, but he's not allowed to have it, which is well weird, isn't it? It's well weird. If you're organising a conference, you would outline exactly how much money you should be having for your you know, I need this money for the train, I need this money for food, so we're going to have to make this amount of money in there, and then I'm going to have it. You know, you shouldn't just be like, oh, can I please? Oh, no, you can't. Oh, forget it then. What the chuff? Doesn't sound very businesslike to me. And David says he never played the fat earther who drinks his own wee. I don't know who drinks their own wee. We've got one video to check after this that we might get to. I'm enjoying, this is one of my best streams in terms of content, but one of my worst streams in terms of herky-jerky internet providing. So thanks very much, Virgin Media, but I can't fix that, so I'm going to carry on with this.
Fortunately, a lot of that went off because I had to go to Birmingham and didn't actually get to eat any of it.
Oh my God, you bought food and it was fresh and you didn't eat it, you left it in the fridge and it went off. That's your move, that's on you. I know you're feeling depressed, right? And I know I'm going to lay into you a little bit for comedy value on my stream, so close your ears to this. You're a fucking idiot. No, if you get given money to eat and you manage to buy the food but you don't manage to eat it, I can't keep throwing money at you, mate. Like, it's not my fault that you bought food and let it rot, is it? No, the idea would have been to take it with you and eat it.
I even, had to ask for the money to even get to Birmingham with my son to get to the convention.
That shouldn't be asking for the money. That should be factored into the business plan.
The conference, it was that bad. We were that broke. Get to Birmingham. There's not even any hotels booked, and with my son, it was just.
You didn't book a hotel? That's madness.
It's a fucking disaster. And then there's not enough people, and then I'm worried because I haven't got money to cover other people.
He's worried. That's anxiety. That's stress. This has all caused him a lot of stress, and he hasn't got the money to cover other people, and he's worried. And throughout the whole of this, he's got his hands clenched like this. Yeah, I believe that. I totally believe that. And you can see his eyes are looking up and to the right. He's trying to remember things that he's seen. Yeah, I believe this.
Demanding money that we haven't earned.
Let me just check that. Let me just check my neurolinguistic programming. Eyes, NLP. I think up to the right is remembering things you've seen, isn't it? Remembered visual. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, he is in the process of telling us the truth, or his truth. Truth is only truth to a person that tells it. But this is honest. He's not trying to make things up to twist what you think. He's telling you what he thinks.
And I got no fucking money. I got the man on me. I got the people on YouTube on me. And I'm not even a good businessman. I'm trying to do fucking truth.
He's got no money. He's got people at him for money. So now he's run away to a foreign country. But it's an issue because he's not a very good businessman. Fine. You've got yourself in the shit. I imagine the only reason you'd have to run away to a foreign country, because I don't think the flat earthers are going to come around and kick you. I've said the words. Damn it! I'm trying not to say those words. I don't think they've... because when I say the words, YouTube flags my video and says, oh, you conspiracy. I don't think you have to run away from those people, though. I'm worried you're having to run away from drug dealers. That's my worry. I'm not saying it as defamation. Because I seen Martin on his videos smoking a load of weed, and then he's saying he's ticked things, and ticked is a term that we use for drug dealing, and now he's saying he's not a good businessman and people are at him for money. I think someone's at him for weed money. And Martin, if you're watching this, contact me. I will pay your drug debt so that people aren't going to attack you. I'll do that for you, Martin. If it's 750 quid or under, be honest with me and I'll pay that for you, because I don't want you to suffer. I've been mean to you on the internet. I've taken the piss out of your videos. I haven't made 750 quid out of it, but I'll take that out of my pocket to save your ass. I make that a promise between you and me, Martin. If that's what it is, you have to be honest with me. You can't just need money and fritter it away on anything. If you've got people coming at you for drug debt, I'll pay it. I'll save you. I'll save you from that. Okay? And I can't afford lots, so that's the limit. But I'm in.
YouTube channel to try and earn enough money to pay my rent.
He's made it. He says it clearly here. I've made a YouTube channel to try and earn enough money to pay my rent. So I worry that the whole flat Earth message. I've said it again. I worry that the whole message is tainted by this requirement to earn money. I've said it before in a number of our videos. I think a lot of these people are charlatans. I think a lot of these people are selling books, are selling ideas to idiots. It's basically a scam. It's the Nigerian prince scam. If you're stupid enough to believe in these things and to think you've been awoken and to follow them, then they can make some money off you. And they're not smart enough to do other stuff on YouTube that might actually be interesting to people. They haven't come up with any other concept of value to share, so they're going down this road. I don't like it. I think it's sinister. Martin might not be doing that. He might believe it. He might. But we've seen a lot of reasons why he might not, and now he's telling us directly that it's a financial reason. That's why he got into it, money. So, you know, all that is negative. All that is possibly bad. But remember, this is the world we live in. Yeah. So if you go to McDonald's, they're not there trying to kill all the animals and mash them up into burgers because they love you. They're doing it because you'll pay them money. And they'll convince you to pay them money by putting the adverts. And if the burgers aren't very good for you, fuck you. Eat them, you stupid idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're going to get heart attacks from all this stuff, oh, it doesn't matter. Do you want some more Frosted Flakes? That's the world. And we have the problem with the world because these people don't care about each other. They care about the money more. That's the problem I have with the world. So I'm not on that tip. I will refuse to engage on that tip. I don't play with the economy of shame. I'm not doing it. I'm not into it. I don't care. If that's the way to get the money, you keep your money, in my opinion. But this is what we're in. So I can't critique Martin on that front too heavily. I can state it clearly, and I can say I think it's a scam. But if you want to give him your money, that's up to you. Because if you're also going to go and give your money to the bookie, or if you're also going to go and give your money to, I don't know, like name any, like Netflix aren't telling you home truths, are they? They're just distracting you so that you can just sit and watch the telly. You know, if you whatever you want to sit and watch, if he's your favourite show and you want to give him your money, that's up to you, isn't it? He doesn't have to be an angel of God or a saint. He's just there to try and convince you to hand over your money, like every other chuffer. Well, nearly every other chuffer. See what I'm saying? So it's bad, but it's not something that I'm going to kick the shit out of him for. On a human level, we're all in this economy of shame. We're all forced to grind our daily lives, otherwise we go under. So I'm in the same boat. I find it really hard. I used to run a commercial business. And if you'd said, do I need my haircut? I wouldn't probably say, I mean, I would have said no if you didn't need it. I've sent people out. They've sat down and you do this. I remember once a woman said, I want 2 inches off and I want it to my head here. So I said, you don't need 2 inches off. Look, it's just the way you've dried it. And I dried it. And then she was like, oh, look, it's perfect. And I said, if I'd cut 2 inches off, you'd have been really cross. Don't pay anything. You just come back when you need 2 inches off. So I have this problem. I could have made another 20 quid that day. Some other people do. I don't know what the system is. I don't know. It's the economy of shame. I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is. We all have to grind it out. So I'm not as negative about that as some of the others, because Martin is jovial and jokey and positive and friendly and not as malicious and sinister. But yeah, you know, that's a discussion about the economy.
Flat. Unfortunately, YouTube, they've got a new method. Is they've taken all my income away.
Oh, so Martin's been hit with the ban hammer, not the full ban hammer, but the shadow ban hammer, where YouTube give you a piss-coloured monetization mark. I'm not monetized on this channel yet. I need 1,000 subs, so please subscribe. I promise the streams are not always herky-jerky. Yeah, I need 1,000 subs to monetize. He's got that 1,000 subs. He's been monetized. But then YouTube has said, this is misinformation. Your content is rubbish. And it's basically a scam. So we're not going to let you monetize it anymore. So they've unmonetized his account. They've taken it, or no, can't monetize spurious information. Can't monetize spurious. So now he's got that income disappeared. He's suddenly in the shit. He's suddenly in the shit. It's fragile, isn't it, this YouTube thing? Fragile.
So right. I haven't got any. So I'm out here now to get, I guess, original content that's a bit better than anything else out on the internet in this field right now.
Oh, Martin, don't shoot yourself in the foot. The trick is, Martin, for you to reject this field, to become the first vocal FEB, the first vocal leader of this community, to turn tail and say, no, this is shit. It's irrelevant. It doesn't help us. The best thing we can do is help each other on a mental health level. Some of these people, I've seen them doing tarot cards and asking the witch magic for help. They're doing their own nuts in. A quick example, look, we've got a Mental Health Monday channel. I make mental health videos, support videos. Watch them, they'll help you. That's valuable content. It doesn't get the views. I could do more to push it. I'm not in it for the money and the views. I'm in it for helping people. But that actually has value. And it has value for you, Martin. Please, whatever you do, don't carry on. Choose a different tack. Take a different topic. Don't run this rubbish scam. It will only end the same way. Your new stuff will end like the old stuff. The trend will pass. It will end up as rubbish. Unless it has inherent value long run, it's just rubbish. So you're making a mistake there, clutching at straws. But something I really wanted to, I just mentioned it, so I really want to point it out, is tarot cards. people seem to think they've got some kind of magic involved attached, the tarot cards, but they're just they're a set of playing cards whose origin is unknown. So it's like you know how the Ouija board was made by Waddingtons, yeah? In the late 18th century, they began to use them for divination, but they've been around since the mid-15th century to play games. It's a card deck for playing games. So, you know how the Ouija board was made by Waddingtons? You know how the Ouija board was made by Waddingtons, yeah? Like, the original Ouija board was made by a company that sells games at home. Like, it was invented like Monopoly. Businessman Elijah Bond had the idea to patent a planchette sold on a board with the alphabet printed. The Bond filed the patent in 1890. So it's new. It's not even old magic. It's new. Yeah, they invented it. They sold it as a game because people were into games at home. You know, playing fun games like Monopoly. So the Ouija board is a Monopoly board. Has no magic involved. The tarot cards, same thing. They're just cards. It's like getting a deck of cards and me pulling out the ace of clubs and you saying, "Oh, the ace of clubs. That means you're going to die." Like, shut up. It's just ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. If you believe in real mystical magic, if you believe in spirit guides and, whatever else, great. You can't have tarot cards. I don't care what you believe. You can't have that and say it is that. As much as you can have read the back of a box of cereal and say that's mystic information. They're playing cards made in the 15th century in Europe, and they've been used for hundreds of years just to play games. And then someone started pretending to be a gypsy with them. Someone pretended to read your fortune, and it became a fashion, a phase, a trend. And now you believe that the trend is what they are. They're just bits of card with print. They're not magic. They're not mystic. They're not at all. So people get funny ideas, don't they? Don't go down another funny idea route, Martin.
Some of the best evidence mudflood that I've ever come across.
Right.
And so the original content, so because I'm not getting any videos to go through, I'm getting like copyrighted on every single video that I make. You can't get nothing to go through.
He's getting copyrighted. That's strange. Copyright's a problem if you're using other people's material. Obviously, you're not on your videos. You're uploading your own material, and even if you are uploading a picture of somebody else's, like I'm using somebody else's material here, you pause it, you critique, you talk. So there is no way you can be copyright struck, Martin. I don't believe that you're having copyright strikes. I just can't see it. I can't see how it would be enforceable. You should win every case. You're fair use. You're using your own material. You're creating. Yeah, absolutely not copyright problem. I worry that it's not that, and that he's telling us a lie there.
Right. So to make the listener understand, when Martin uses unoriginal content, pictures, the footage of somebody else, even if it's fair use policy, YouTube still flags it.
Doesn't go through.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's saying that even though it is fair use, YouTube flags it, and he's holding back a little bit of a smile here because I don't think it's true. Show us the copyright strikes, please, Martin. Show us the copyright strikes. What I have on my channel sometimes is copyrighted material. Material is paid to the owner. If it's music, it's most likely, if it's music, it doesn't copyright strike me. It allows me to put the video up. I don't get the money. The person who made the original song gets the money, and I can choose whether to remove it from the video, silence it, or leave it as it is. And because I don't care, I just leave it as it is. But Martin can choose to edit those bits out. He can choose to have YouTube edit those bits out. He can choose to like blanket, silence it, whatever, if that's the case. If it's images, it's ridiculous. You win the case. YouTube flags it, but I've done it a million times. You just type in, absolutely flagged, no problem though, because this is fair use. I am explaining this why XYZ. I talk for this number of minutes about the subject, and the video is this long, so I am definitely fair use. And YouTube just reviews it, comes back, yes, thank you, you are fair use. If you don't, you've got to fight the case. And if they fight that, if they say, no, I'm not having that at their end, the people who own the copyright, I'm not having that, it's not fair use, I still won't accept it, then you can take them to court and win. And then you're even better because you get money because they're fucking with you. So they put themselves in a real serious legal position if they say, no, I don't accept your fair use, because that is like pressing the legal button. That's like, you know, and if you're right, they've pressed the wrong legal button. So I don't think that could be a problem for your channel. And if it is, you just adapt your content. You just get your own photos, or you make sure you are being fair use. So I don't see how that could be the problem. But
so basically, you said there was the tour was mismanaged financially.
It was terrible. We had to, like, you know, ask for money, and just, it was just a fucking catastrophe.
I don't know who this like sinister overlord is. I don't know who's asking for the money from. I don't know who the group is that controls this, but obviously he feels that he should have had some control over that. And what he should have done is he should have taken control over his own life and been in charge of his own business, and then no one could ask. He would have the money, it would be in his bank, and he could just say, I'm spending on what I want, you can fuck off. You want to come to the conference and support it, fine, but that's my money, that's my profit, I'm doing with it what I want. You always pay your people. He said he had trouble paying these people. If you say you're going to pay someone, you pay them first, and then you've got what you've got. I absolutely believe that. So, you know, if that's a problem, that's true, that could be a problem, but still, bottom line, you know, problem or no, he wouldn't be broke. So I worry about who's holding the money.
I said, I'm just like ill. Like before I even went on the tour, all I could think about was I'm too fucking ill to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So wrong timing. You get sick.
I got really
probably
sick.
some bad business decisions.
Well, I just.
Right.
I like I said, if I'd have been more assertive,
right.
But like I'm all like, you know, with it all.
I mean, shit happens, right?
Yeah, shit
So
happens.
now you got people on your case asking you for money which you can't give because the business didn't make it. There was no profit.
Well, how do you know that if you're not in charge of the money?
Not allowing you to monetize. And then...
Right, just briefly though, there are obviously people now on his back for money. Is it the people from Flat Earth who he hasn't paid, or is it drug dealers? I don't know. But they need their money. He's saying he hasn't got the money because the business didn't make the money. But you don't know that if you're not controlling the money. You know, because he said he's having to ask other people for the money. Either he controls the business and he knows how much money's in and out. He's got the record. This is the same problem I had when I made that chuffing strongman film, is no one would allow me to look at the fucking books. Like, 5% shake hands, yeah, great. But where's my fucking report? 5% of what? What you tell me is in the air? Jesus. Like, if I'm part of a business, I'm part of a business. If I'm not, I'm not. This is a grey area. I don't know, because I can't see his books. I don't know. Yeah, but this is what they're saying. And then the YouTube monetization on top is just pulling the rug from under him. But that's what, you know, people who build their houses on sand are likely to have the sand liquefy and their houses fall down. That's the problem with that. You know, no one's going to be able to demonetize my ASMR account because I'm not making weird videos that go against the YouTube terms of service. So,
whilst you came here, we realized that somebody has taken
a website.
Your website name,
yeah.
martinliedtke.com, and we've been trying to figure out who owns it. So
someone's taken his website name. Now, if you don't own it, it's not yours. martinliedtke.com. Coming soon. Did he buy that once and upload some stuff and then leave it? Or is it his actual website? Yeah, it costs money to maintain a website. So if he's got no money, maybe he's just not been able to afford it and someone else has bought it. That would be funny, wouldn't it? But again, it's not this. That's not anything really. That's just if you don't own your things and someone else buys them, you know.
So guys, if there's any technical savvy people listening to this, if you could try to find out who registered martinliedtke.com without
my permission.
Well, that's well harsh. If you could try and find out who registered the website without his permission, no, we shouldn't do that because that's like stalking and like, do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a legitimate way of finding out and maybe I'm being over the top here, but she's suggesting to the audience that they should chase after this shadow person who's stolen his thing. I don't think they should, because it's only fair in love and war. If he can't afford the website, someone else can buy it. You don't own your name on the internet. If someone wants to set up a website in my name, you know, with my name, they can. There are websites with my name, because there are other people that have my name and they have other like business interests. So they've chosen to get the website ahead of me. Well done them. There's one called Scott Art. I won't say my surname right now, even though I've said it on the internet a million times because we're dealing with this delicate topic. But there's one called Scott, my name, Art. And I do art, and it's not me. I'm not going to sue them. It's just funny. And because it's, regardless of tech savvy, she's not legal savvy enough to realise that this is a non-entity. This is a non-thing. This is a nothing. You have no legal obligation to tell people if you're using a website that's their name. If I set up BeyonceKnowles.com, she can't come after me. Like, it's just, you register domain names, and he's failed to maintain his grip over his. Somebody else has had it. And for whatever reason, that's that. You can't chase after them, and nor should you suggest on the internet that you should try and uncover their details and publicly out them, because that's what we're saying has been problematic for Martin.
And putting somebody else's content on there. So you click me and it goes straight to other people.
Click him and it goes straight to other people. Well, that's going to be who's done it then, isn't it? You don't have to be a fucking Sherlock fucking Holmes to work that out, do you? Holistic Media's done this. So, and there's Martin Liedtke, it says. There's your book. It doesn't go to other people. If it goes to anyone, it goes to them. Either they are you or not, I don't know, but they don't tell me who they are, but that's who's done it.
And stuff that I'm not really supporting, if that makes sense.
We'd really love to know.
So I guess there's a financial thing. This Holistic Media are going to make the money now. He's not really supporting it. So you come to buy Martin's book or see his stuff and you end up buying it. No, that's his book. You end up getting John Levi, though. Who I say is... Do you remember I said John Levi is just a manipulative arsehole who's using these people to make money? Well, he's obviously manipulated this situation to get his most money, hasn't he? There's another John Levi, isn't it? John Levi's doing this. They're turning on each other.
So, yeah. Well, maybe you'll learn to say no.
Maybe you'll learn to say no. I should have addressed that earlier. It's not about whether he says yes or no. You know, people pleasing and that. He's using that as an excuse as to why he's fucked this all up. It's not about that. It was about taking things that you can't afford. It's about doing a business without a business plan. It's about riding by the tail of your coattails, seat of your pants on fantasy nothing. It's about trying to scam people out of money. It's about, you know, bad ideas turning bad. It's not whether you say yes or no to people that's the issue here. That's not the true issue. You know, the issue is maybe an element of your self-control, but there are other issues, deeper issues, your depression, your desperation, your drug addiction. I mean, I don't think smoking weed's that bad, but if you can't afford it, I shouldn't do it. You know, these sort of things are at issue here, aren't they? But just saying no to people, that wasn't the issue. People have said no to you. That's why you haven't got any money.
Myself, you know, I have made mistakes and I just get carried away with it. I go like on a whirlwind of just what the fuck is going on all the time.
And that's where I can believe maybe he does believe this stuff. Because you can go deep down this rabbit hole, and I've said it a million times. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. The end of it is you getting shit out of the bottom and everyone doesn't talk to you and you've got no money. Getting whipped up in it and oh wow, what is it? You know, having a big smoke and getting all the ideas going. At the end of it, you'll just get more confused. It's just like getting tied up in a ball of string in a dark room. It's really strange. John Levi's been getting a lot of flack from the mudflooders for a while now. Obviously, what I've uncovered here, and I'm just guessing. Bear in mind, this is just conjecture, just a guess. But I think John Levi is the smartest one out of them, because he's going to fuck them all over and be the biggest one. I think that's the plan from John Levi, is to fuck them all over and be the biggest one. And to the outer world, to just appear to rise to the top because you're the best one. That's the way you do that. You're in a group of, let's face it, right? Let's face it. Where's my big face? Let's face it. You're in a group of idiots, aren't you? In the main. So being the king idiot, that it should be on you. It should be on. You know, any of us that are watching this, if we were put in their world, we should rise to the top. We shouldn't be scroccling around the bottom with the idiots. We should rise to the top. We should be the fucking leader. I think that's what's going on in John Levi's mind. And the only problem he's got is there's one or two people that are slightly more popular or have a big clout or whatever it is. He's probably the one that's doing the copyright strikes on these fuckers. You shut them down. If they can't be seen on YouTube, they do it with the podcast wars, don't they? They do it with podcast wars. If you can shut them down, interrupt, disturb, get into his head, fuck him over in any way, shape or form, you do. And then it doesn't matter because his videos are going to stop. Your videos will continue. You're the biggest one. You act friends, nice to each other, all big, like they're in competition. They're running businesses, so they're in competition. So you fuck the competition over and you win. Well done, John Levi. There's another way to do it, which is you offer all your stuff for free and you put the competition out of business because you're the better value. And then you start charging for it. It's a bit like what we do here. It's not. I'm not charging for anything. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like a business decision to me, that, and not even a bad one, like a good choice from John Levi. You know, why should he care about Martin? He's running a business. If Martin can't afford to maintain his website, I'll buy it. Have you ever played Monopoly? Have you ever played Monopoly? That's the world we live in. If you're playing Monopoly and you land on the thing and you don't buy it and someone else does and you have to pay the rent, well, you know, it's not John Levi's fault that you're a fucking idiot and you sold Park Lane or you couldn't afford to maintain it, is it? So that's what I think about that.
All of it just, it seems like that, chaos, spinning. Yeah. And then when you sit and you get grounded.
Having said that, I think he's a massive shit, John Levi, of course, John Levi. Don't I? I think he's a massive shit. I think they're all, you know, they've all got to take a sip of the shitty cup.
After, I guess, it's past and you have a think about it all, my soul and spirit was telling me from the very beginning, don't do this. This is not you. This is not your intent, and this is why it all went to fucking shit. If it had been me, it'd have worked, I guarantee you, because it was not my intent. When I visualise something and I put my heart and soul into it, it just miraculously happens. But this was everything.
Well, that's the problem, because if you think it's going to miraculously happen because of visualisation, then you're onto a wrong one. Because sometimes things will work out, but other times you have to make them work through hard work. So it's not, you know, the case that it's just miraculous, is it? So.
Well, appeasing people never works, so...
Well,
appeasing people never works, she says. Maybe she's tried it and it doesn't work. I don't know. I find being nice to people quite positive. She's got her views on life.
I bet you'll learn from it.
It's really...
I bet you'll learn from it, she says. That's like an instruction. God, man, this woman would do my head if I had to be around her. I would actually tell her, stop bullying him. Let him think what he wants. Don't tell him what he thinks. I bet you learn from it. You know, Jesus. She thinks she's smarter than all the other people that are his followers. She's the super fan, and she's going to save him with her funny ideas. But her ideas are also funny. So, like, great, he's got somewhere to run away from the country so that people can't physically attack him, literally. When he's talking about attacks, I wonder if he's talking about that, you know, the drug money. But I don't like her attitude.
I've made mistakes, okay, and I will admit that, you know, I have trusted people to the, you know, thinking that they were close friends, and I've put my heart out there as well, guys. You know, I have proper feelings for people, and like really getting upset daily, and it's just not been like obviously reciprocated. So I made a bit of a mistake there, and talking to people in confidence, like thinking that everything was okay because you're close, and then finding out that, you know, they would just save it up to later to try and use against you, and add bits of just...
Yeah, that's just horrible.
I would never...
So I don't know about any of that. You know, what he said to people, what they've said to other people, his personal business. They've just suggested it. They haven't pointed any specific fingers. I can't do much about it. But what I would say is if your circle of friends are not providing you with that support, I would just bin them all off immediately. I wouldn't talk to any of them. It seems like a thing that goes on amongst this group, because they're not in it for the right reasons. They're in this conspiracy thing because they think they're better than other people. They're patently not. They're patently living the shit life. It's patently obvious they're living the shit life. So in order to differentiate themselves from the other shit munchers, from me, another normal person, they're cleverer than me. They've got a smarter idea than me. They're lording it over me. I'm an idiot. They're the better one now. No, you're not. You're living in a shit hovel with no money and your shit. Oh, but you're better than me because you think you realise the world because you didn't go to school properly and study physics and chemistry. You don't know, so now you think you're cleverer. It's just such a load of rubbish. Get rid of all those people. Get rid of all of them. Start talking to the people that are interested in mental health support, that are interested in doing something good in the world. And you'll actually find a decent bunch of people who won't even argue about your rubbish at the first. They won't even worry about that. What they're interested in is making sure you're supported. That's the important thing. Like, she seems to be interested in all this rubbish. She's made you make a video about it. She's made you speak out about it on camera. She's on the video. She's interested in her own position in this. This isn't what you should be doing. Shouldn't be playing to the choir. You know, you shouldn't be playing up. This is something for me to now riff on. It's something for them to now riff on. Martin, you shouldn't have made this video. This was a mistake.
Ever in my life dream of ever fucking waking up and doing that to another human being. If you have a look on anywhere on the internet and try and find me bad mouthing or being nice or nasty or anything like that.
Do you know what? I believe that as well. With bad ideas. So I don't think he is bad mouthing or being nasty to people, no. But I do think that by selling tickets to a con show so you can sell some of your con job books, that's a bit bad because the people you're selling them to are not millionaires. They're struggling just like you. So that's a bit bad. I don't think you're completely innocent of any, absolved of any blame in this economy of shame. But at the same time, you know, I don't think he's out there slandering people, no. But they're the people that get chopped by the wayside. They're the people who the shits can chop away. That's why when it happened to me, it wasn't just me. The person that used my work in their video, I'm not going to go all that over, but it's important here. They did it to other people as well. They picked a little group of people and stole different people's work. And they didn't steal any work from the people that would shit them and chop them down. They went for people who they thought were weak, vulnerable, who would appear to be in the wrong if they spoke out. They chose carefully people who couldn't fight, smaller channels. I still got out there with my axe and started swinging. You can be a big tree, I'm a small axe. Chopper ready to chop you down. You know, one stroke at a time. I won't take that shit. I will tell the truth. I will speak out. But the others didn't. Some of the others didn't. Privately, one of them spoke to me and said, you know, I'm glad you did that because I felt the same. But I couldn't speak out about it. You know? But what's happening here, it seems, is John Levi and some other, you know, there's some other knights of the truth that are swinging their axes. And the nice guy finishes last. Doesn't he? The nice guy finishes last in this. And it's not to say you should come out and start swinging your axe, Martin, because that won't help either. We should move away from the gladiatorial ring because this does not have to be an axe fight.
To anybody in this world, you won't fucking find it because it just.
That's right.
It's something that I can't do. You know, I guess proper upset guys about things, and this is the difference. And people know it as well. This is what hurts so much, you know.
Yes.
Petra in this is they know. You know, I'm not going to tell the whole world that I'm a bit of a soft touch, but you know, sometimes people who watch me on the internet can spot this shit.
Like I said, I spotted that. I saw your true nature, not your funny ideas, not how you're trying to make money. I saw those things. I can see through people. I saw those things, but deep down, I saw you're actually quite a nice person who, if you sit with me for 2 hours and don't mention that shit and we just have a smoke and play video games or whatever it is, go fish. I don't like fishing. I won't use a hook. I'll just put mine in the water with no hook because I'm vegan. Because I care about the world and I care about animals and I care about suffering. So I'll do that. And I'll do that with you, Martin. I'll pay your drug debt and I'll hang out with you. I don't, you know, I'm all right with that. I think you're a decent person. I think you're a good human being. In business, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not in the business world. I could put a suit on and run business. I could. I don't want to. Because in business, fuck that. None of that matters. If I can cut you off and fuck you up when it makes me more money, you're gone, Martin. You're gone. And if you're naive and a bit, these people that are running these channels are doing that. They're corralling the naive. And you might be running a channel, but the other people that are running the other channels might be better at it than you. And you might be more naive than them. And you might also get corralled.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
Happened to me. So, yeah.
but yeah, I admit, you know, the creator was ties with.
She made it about herself then. She said, happened to me. I don't know what that relevance is. She didn't expose it, but she made it about herself. It shows that she's thinking about herself while Martin's talking.
And he knows what I've done, and I've asked for forgiveness, okay? And I got it. I had a moment this morning. It was okay. You can start fresh. You're not done a bad mountain. All you've done is just fucking appeased.
Trusted too much.
And not listen.
And I wonder if that's specifically his son he's talking about, because remember he had his son posted that cryptic message, and then I think it's really important that we can get Martin and his son's relationship ironed out. I don't think we can. I just think I care, and that's why I say it. Yeah.
Listen to you, not listen to me, because every time I had that my spirit speak to me, I would literally tell it to fuck off, guys. You're not to do that. I fucked up.
I don't know what that is. Your spirit speaking to you. I'm just going to ignore it for now.
And later on, when I fell ill, I had a voice, my inner spirit, telling me, Martin, you're going to need to go home because you are going to die. And I'm not going to fucking ignore that. And I got home and I was proper ill. I've never been so ill. I don't know.
Never been so ill. That's what people say when they get the COVID.
You know what was the matter?
He doesn't know what was the matter. Probably because he had the COVID and didn't do a test.
It was just spiritual and physical, nervous, exhaustion, and a breakdown. Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I could agree with that, though. Nervous exhaustion, breakdown, all the pressure. You know, I've actually felt those things myself. Like I said about running a business, I got to the point where I had 3 or 4 people I was responsible for. Things were getting more and more difficult. There was a credit crunch. I had to make a big decision on the 1st of January. Do we take it on for another year, or do I close the door? And leading up to that, it was such a hard decision. I decided to close the door. I made the best decision of my entire life. But at that point, I felt that exact thing, that nervous breakdown energy. It was just overwhelming me. And when I went to the doctor and talked to them about anxiety that I was having, all of a sudden it started to pour out, and I just started to cry in the doctors. And they were like, we think this. And I was like, I didn't know until now that I'm letting it out in this space where I'm allowed to, that it had been bottling up. You know, that's how it goes. Yeah, I feel you, Martin. I feel you. So, you know, you recover, stay there with your friend. Don't let her push you into any funny ideas. Don't take on any of her ideas as your own. Yeah, because I don't know what perspective she has on all this. I don't know how educated and worldly wise she really is. She doesn't present as such.
You know, I think some sort of nervous breakdown. Yeah. And it doesn't help when everyone's like trying to fucking strangle you, hang you, and everyone just jumps on the bandwagon. Don't even bother asking Martin if there's any fucking truth in it. There's 2 sides to every story, and truth does not need defending, guys. This is why
getting angry again now. And that's a good sign of innocence. Anger like that. If someone accuses you of something and you're innocent, he's doing exactly what innocent people do here, which is not to piddle around with the details. You said I did that. Fuck off, you said I did that. I don't fucking do that. That's the honest response that you should be looking for. Is indignant that you would even suggest I do it. I'm not going to deal with the petty bullshit that you're saying. I didn't do it. End of. I don't need to categorise it or qualify it any further. And that's why I feel this seems quite honest. But it doesn't mean that because his honest truth, what he believes is the truth, it doesn't mean he didn't let people down with money. It doesn't mean he doesn't owe people money. It doesn't mean he didn't make promises he can't keep. In business, in life, your word is your bond. You shake hands and you say you're going to pay someone something, you fucking well pay them it. I don't care about a piece of paper and a contract. Me personally, big face here now, obviously the law does. Me personally, we sign those things, but that's not what I care about. I care about the bit afterwards when we shake hands. I care about what you say when you look me in the eye and shake hands. And if I can't hold you to that, you're nothing to me. Because I can't trust you. That's business. That's integrity. That's honesty. That's what matters. So I kind of agree with this in a way, but in another way, I think, Martin, you need to struggle to pay those people. Because if you've shook the hands and you said you're going to pay them, it might not feel nice. It might be a struggle for you. But fuck it, sell your kidney if you have to. Pay people. You shouldn't be sat there with a silver chain around your neck. Even if it's only worth a tenner, whatever it's worth, sell it. Make a big effort. Get those people paid. Because if you say you're going to pay someone, you fucking well pay them.
I haven't been yet.
And that's why we're not defending you.
Well, I don't need to defend myself.
Because you've done nothing. Except for what you
Except for not coming up with money that I've been threatened and bullied into paying, even though I haven't had it and it wasn't earned.
That's right.
I appreciate, that I said that, all of this would work and, and I sort of, it'll be all right. Just trust me, and it never.
It'll be all right. Just trust me, and it never. Well, that's the whole principle of the whole set of content. That's the whole principle of all this conspiracy content. Go on, trust me. He'll be all right. It's bullshit.
But like I said, guys, it was just piss poor management. Ticket sales were stopped. Everything went to shit. We go on the tour. We don't know fucking who's coming. It was just fucked from the very.
Yeah, terrible. It looked like a ramshackle shambles, didn't it? It was. So that's on you because you're running it and part of it. Whether you're the only person or just one of the members of the team, you've decided to attach yourself to it, and you're part of the group that's fucked it.
Beginning, everything, every day of it was a trial. It was awful.
And you put your name to it and, you know, fronted it. So.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, so that's the part.
And I think, again, he's shaking his head there and he's like, you know, exhausted of ideas now. I think that is the problem that Martin's having, is that his own self-worth has been shattered because the big event that was going to make him a little more financially secure and also cement his position as a big cheese in this community went to shit. And he's looking at the community now. He's looking at the trend graph of FEBs going down. He's looking at his income going down, and he's like lost. I'm in the shithole. What can I do now? I don't know where to go from here. Doesn't have any ideas, not business ideas, not good ideas that are going to serve him in any way. He's not, he's not able to think his way out of this one. It's just a gone to shit, and so that is hard to take. That's, in life, when you get lemonades, you don't make lemonade. You have to sit and suck fucking horrible lemons and feel shit about it. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to get through that, though. You can get out of it and move on. You've got to be able to draw a line under these things and say to yourself, that's not me. That's not my value. That's this thing. And I'm going to show the world my value, because he's saying there's a separation. This event was shit. They're saying it's me. It's not me and my value. I'll show the world my value. And I don't believe you do it through this kind of media.
Okay, and the way out of this is that...
I mean, for Christ's sake, the man's having money troubles like everyone else is. The man's living in a council house like half the fucking country is. The man's going through the same shit as everyone else is. But he's got a position where he knows how to talk to people. He's on the internet. Like, can't you turn it into something that's a bit more beneficial to people? Can't you do something that actually helps and people can get behind? Legitimately.
Martin has to start managing his own affairs by himself.
Martin has to start managing his own affairs by himself as Martin looks out the window away, because right now, this is the wrong message. You don't want to take the person who's vulnerable, who's feeling that scar, and say, right, it's time to start staring into the scar. These are the, let's get the bank thing out and let's start looking at your bank. I can't take it. I can't in my head. I feel depressed, I feel upset. It's the thing that's making me upset. I want to turn away from it. It's okay to turn away from things when you're depressed. It's okay to be distracted, to distract yourself, to take a break. It's not going to make it go away, but if you're not ready to deal with it mentally and you need to recover, certainly from this event, fine. I think that's important. And so I don't think her attitude of, right, we're going to start, like, he's not managing his affairs by himself. If you've got the notebook and you're managing his affairs and you're putting things into order for him and he's looking out the window, that's like someone's mum or their teacher, and he's like in the office with the headmasters and you don't want to care. Like, it's got to come from in him. It's got to come from in him. You're not helping. You're forcing him down a pipe here. Stop pushing him. Stop pushing him. It's true what she's saying. He should have been in control. I said it earlier. If you're going to run the conference, run the fucking conference. If you're going to run the channel, run the channel. But, okay, you're pointing out his faults now. I don't know how that helps him. And I don't know how you, with your notepad, I know that you think you're being organised and, but it actually looks like you're being controlling to me and trying to sort of, overstate your boundaries. This is his life.
Yeah.
There seem to be an awful lot of people that feel like you're some kind of public property.
Yeah, I can need to separate.
And you're not public property, you're her private property. She was one of those people who watched your videos, but now she's more special than that, isn't she? And there's a lot of people that want to be close to Jesus Martin. Nice Martin. And they were, I get this weird vibe off her and I don't like it.
Guys, I love you all, but if I'm going to be trusting people with my heart, and then they're just too happy to fuck me over. And
especially then, as I could see in her face, she let him speak. Of course she let him speak, but she feels impatient and it's like she's holding back. Let me just show you this.
Yeah, I can.
I think she was going to go on to say something else there, and he starts speaking, and in her face there is not pleased, is it? Her face there is not pleased, but I think she knows how to keep her mouth shut when it's important.
An awful lot of people that feel like you're some kind of public property.
Yeah, I can need to separate myself, guys.
And they're saying, and not what he's saying.
If I'm going to be trusting people with my heart, and then they're just too happy to fuck me over.
It's almost like she got a bit cross there and impatient. Honestly, I feel that off her.
Like, you know, if I'm going to be trusting people with my heart, and then they're just too happy to fuck me over at an instant without even asking me, you know, then they got questions. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. I'm happy about it, really, if I'm thinking about it, because it's so...
This is better now that she's watching him.
I'm going to really need to, you know, not like... I'm going to need to separate myself and not be giving you all my heart when I can't, you know, there's people out there that I cannot trust, basically.
Exactly. So
don't know what to say about that, because that's not what I was thinking and not what I'm bothered about.
soon,
that was the impression I got from her. But
very soon, Martin, you will have a new email address.
You will have a new email address. Like, is she a business manager now or what?
And whoever wants to do business with Martin, you'll have to go through that email address. And whoever else is out there claiming that they're speaking in Martin's name, just don't go through them.
It's a crazy coincidence that all of this shit happens like a week after that movie gets released, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I don't know. There's a new flat movie that's come out, and it's coincidences are bullshit. Right, there was one on the telly the other day, on my YouTube the other day, and she said, "Oh, 11:11. Oh, look at that time, 11:11. I see that time a lot, and that's because you see the time, all the different times. 11:11 happens twice a day, every day. So does 11:12. So does 11:13. So does 11:14. But all the ones lodges in your mind. They get these funny ideas about coincidences. They're just coincidences. It is probably nothing to do with the fact that video got released." Probably nothing, but because you don't have much to go on, you're just clutching at straws out of the ether, and you come up with a funny idea, you'll latch onto that so you don't have nothing. But no, it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Don't believe in funny coincidences just because they're funny coincidences. We can show correlations, and we can show things that aren't correlated even though they appear to be. But you don't know things like that because you haven't studied statistics and science. So no, let's not get in with another weird idea. But she's like, yeah.
What are you saying?
Even though this long close of the eyes here is her thinking, no, that's stupid. But she doesn't want to say it to him.
A week after that movie gets released, isn't it?
yeah, well,
What are you saying?
Well,
I mean, there's
no, she shakes her head, no, what do I do with that? How can I deal with that? But she's not being genuine, because I would have said, no, Martin, I don't think so. But I won't be mean to you, Martin. It's not me being mean to you. I just don't think you're right. I think we need to worry about where all these funny ideas that keep popping up and popping off. That's a bit of a worry, Martin. Not, I'll play along because it's for my benefit.
Shit happens like a week after that movie gets released, isn't it?
yeah, well,
What are you saying?
I mean, there's always a reaction to everything, isn't it?
So if you think you can read people, great. If you don't, whatever. I know I can see through her and see what she's thinking there, and I've explained it. I saw it through her body language. I'm happy with that. That I'm able to read her.
Yeah. But yeah, I learned a lot.
And that it's small, but it's body language. The way she, in very like strong masculine shape, puts her glass in front of his, in front of the camera. There's a dominance aspect of this.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to put that glass over there
Yeah,
like
I
that.
learned a lot. I'm guilty of some stuff, like not listening to me, my spirit, telling the universe to fuck off, just for like basically selfish sort of.
Reason. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking like sort of thing.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And that's been my fuck up through the whole life thing, really, is that, you know? Is I'm just fucking like...
Well, do you know what? It takes a while for some people to grow up, and it looks like you grew up miles over the last week, and you know what you've done wrong, you know...
She's discarded the notepad now, so she's finished with her organised thoughts, And now, right, it's just, you know, she's just going to talk now.
What you need to do now. You found kind of new content.
Yeah.
That
best.
will be awesome.
Best.
And well, when can we expect the next video?
Well, when I get back.
When can we expect the next video? Jesus, Martin's just explained that he's going through one of his worst mental crises of the last 5 to 10 years. His wife died, that's probably the worst, but this has been pretty fucking awful for him. He still owes money, he hasn't sorted anything out, nothing's been fixed. When do you get the new video? And what's the new video? Her ideas put through his. Oh, round my way, I've been watching your mudflood videos. Round my way, I think there's something you should see. Martin doesn't care, he talks to 1 million people. Now he's living in your house. Fuck about the new video. We care about Martin's mental health and well-being. We don't care about the new video.
Like my Saturday shows, I love them, and it creates a support system. But
Creates a support system, what does he mean? Because I see this, I got this on the internet. Don't mention it if they believe it's real. It's true. You're right. I see this as a bit of a support system for me when I do Mental Health Monday. It's for everyone else. I do Mental Health Monday, of course, it's for everyone else. But sometimes I get something from it, and I've made friends, and you know, I've got people who are in this stream who have been here since I've just started over the last year. But I've got people who followed the content who have been with me since I uploaded since 2014. Like I've made so many positive network, you know, rings around the world through this. Absolutely, it's supporting me financially as well as mentally, but I don't do it for support, and it's not a support system. So the issue there with me as well is that I need a separate support system. I can't rely on this as my support system. I'm offering support to other people, and there are some supportive aspects to it. People contribute, they tip, they say nice things. I've developed relationships. I like thinking that, for example, David here, who's fairly new to the channel, makes me believe and understand that there are people out there that have normal brains. I'm sorry, I'm being rude about other people who don't have normal brains there. What I mean was, there are people out there who don't think rubbish, because a lot of the time I think, oh God, is the world full of all these idiots? Well, no. David's here, he's not an idiot. So that makes me feel, it's kind of support for me. But if I'm doing this for that support, I'm into a wrong un, because I can't guarantee that support from the internet. The internet can turn on you in a second. I've had hundreds of thousands of people visit my ASMR channel to tell me to kill myself because somebody else used 15 seconds of my video in theirs without asking. And I said, do you mind giving the money to charity that you made? Because I don't monetize that content. So could you give the money to charity? Because you made quite a bit of money off it looking at all those views. And part of it was because of my content. So do you mind? And that all went to shit. I asked that privately, and it turned into this whole thing where everyone tells me to kill myself because you're going to copyright strike my favourite man. Oh, get over yourself, you know? But the internet can't be my support network because it can also be the shit room. So I've got friends in real life, and I've got people I talk to in real life, and you're real, David, and you're real, Angie, but people that I can sit down with and drink coffee that aren't connected to the internet, because I can't, even if you're fantastic, my friends on the internet, even if you're fantastic, it can't be known as that's not my support network. That's something else. And it can be supportive, wonderful. But if I rely on it as a support network, it will fail me. Because as good as you people are, you can't always be there when I need you. And I shouldn't expect you to. I'm not expecting you to support me in that context. So that's why I think this is a dangerous thing.
I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm just sick of fucking doing the same thing over and over. It's become like boring to me. And I want to do new, more exciting things. Can't just stay, you know, entrenched. You know, that's not the way forward. Yep,
absolutely. But you've made your content as part of. There's two problems that are presenting us here. One is you're making this content, and it has to be the same because there's nothing new going to come out, is there? They've invented a new conspiracy theory over the last 5 years because the flat one is not trending anymore. They invented a new one, but there is a limit to how many new conspiracy theories you can invent. You know, you can't just invent all sorts of rubbish. I suppose you can. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's infinite. But that's what you're relying on: inventing new conspiracy theories or regurgitating the same old shit. That's it. But you know, that's your content. And then YouTube. That's one problem. That's one problem because you're not doing something that leads to growth. You not in terms of channel growth. I mean, in terms of cognitive growth. You're not doing something. You're leading yourself into a pipe hole. And then the other thing is that YouTube will suggest that you make the same sort of videos because these are the ones that you're making money off, and then you'll follow that because you're not that's, you know, oh, I'll just do what YouTube says. YouTube homogenizes content. And for some people, it's great. You might end up as PewDiePie. You might end up as whoever, Jake Paul or Mr. Beast. But for other people, it's not so great. And it might mean that you lose track of what you're doing in the first place and the motivations for doing so. And it's those motivations that you should have first that should lead to the profit, that should lead to the success, not chasing the profit, because the profit itself is hollow. You need to have ideas that are good first, and then profit comes from that. Great. But if it's just chasing hollow, fame for fame's sake, you end up having to be Mr. Beast. And if you're not going to be like that, because you can't be like that, you're nowhere near being like that, you're not going to speak to that generation, they're not going to view you in that way, you're not going to have the memes on your side, you're not going to do okay, fine, like, you're not going to win that game in that way. So I worry about your okay, I can see that you don't want to do the same damn live stream every week. Yeah, that seems rubbish. But the fact that you're then saying, right, we're going to, can persist with this genre, that's the problem. That's the problem.
So I'm going to make,
So you'll announce
to show...
Oh, no, you'll announce. Yeah, you tell him what he's saying. You literally script his words for him now.
Or, night cooler videos with Mind Blow. I do Mind Blow. But these will be like boots on the ground, like fucking showing you. Like that. Right.
You made a mistake there. That's not how you're going to get more YouTube views. YouTube algorithm is not looking for you to physically go to the places and go, What it's looking for is for you to learn to edit properly, for you to learn the secrets, the dark arts of media. For example, the first 2 to 5 seconds of your video should start by saying, this is what we're doing today. The reason you're going to find value in this video is... this is what we're doing today. Here is a quick image of it happening right now, and you're going to need to learn J cuts so that you don't have spaces between your words, so that you can jump quite quickly between. You're going to learn Foley sounds to accentuate real life. You're going to need to come up with interesting concepts and scripts that have a start, a middle, and end. You're going to need to create some drama and conflict resolution. There's going to be so much stuff that it's not just a one day sitting. I learned media at college. I didn't do it at university, but I've looked into a lot. It's not just that. It's not just that. It's all the other stuff you learn along the way. The interviews with Werner Herzog, the interviews with Mr. Beast, all the other stuff. Mr. Beast games the algorithm. He's making videos to game the algorithm. Yeah? Algorithm. He's making videos to game the algorithm. Not in a bad way. I remember once he said something that was really pertinent. He said, look, what YouTube wants is for someone to watch your video, to click on it, to be interested enough to click on it, and then to stay watching it for as long as possible. And after that, they want you to watch another one. It's that simple, but it isn't that simple, is it? If it were that simple, we'd all be doing it. No, even what I'm doing today is completely rubbish in terms of YouTube media. I'm herky-jerky stream, completely rubbish. What I should be doing is fast. This should be a 9-minute episode maximum, 5 minutes maximum. Hot edit. Get someone younger than me to present it. Someone that connects with the age range of the majority of people on YouTube, and using those media techniques to create a really good piece of media that has value, that's punchy, that keeps people watching. The thumbnail's massive, and it's not just the thumbnail, it's how you create a thumbnail and put the words underneath. There's a package there. So it's not just a good picture, thumbnail. It's not just that. It's whether those words underneath psychologically tweak and hit the point in a 18 to 30-year-old's brain, a male 18 to 30-year-old's brain. That's the predominant market. I don't like to do those things. I'm happy to give up the millions of views because I don't want to do that. Sometimes I do a bit of them because I'm on YouTube, but I'm happy to do whatever we do. If you're thinking though that you're going to crack YouTube because of something about your content, I'm going to say to you, it's not just the content. The content is important, but it's not just the content. I mean, 1 million Orbeez in a pool. Let me show you something about this. Let me show you Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is probably the best example of this. We're looking at 94.7 million subscribers, nearly 100 million subscribers, yeah? And the video he's got is top one here. Would you swim with sharks for $1,000? So it's just started. What do you think is going to be in this video? First of all, what a provocative title. What a provocative title. It's not something that's specific and narrow. It's not flat, it's not a conspiracy. It's not narrow. It's really wide. Anyone can get that and listen to the first 3 minutes.
We are currently surrounded by countless sharks.
Maybe even 1,000.
I don't think it's that many. And in this backpack is 100 grand. And if you retrieve that $100,000 in cash, I'll give it to your #1 fan.
Oh.
Who is conveniently right here.
Oh. Let's go, Chris!
Okay.
Let's go, baby!
Boom. We've been introduced to all the characters, the danger, the jeopardy, the 16 minutes in, and we've already basically done everything. And he's been loud and he's been shouting. I don't roll like that. But that's how you crack YouTube. Let me show you something. His videos, if you sort by the oldest, he didn't start with hundreds of thousands of pounds. In fact, he was a Minecraft YouTuber. A lot of these young lads, ladies, grew up with Minecraft, grew up with YouTube, uploaded a load of stuff that now it's got 93,000 views. But let's be honest, this never got any views. He was not getting big. Now it's got the views because he's Mr. Beast. But that never got any views. That never got any views. But at some point, he started to change his style, right? And he started to do things that were a bit more provocative, a bit more of this thumbnail package. People who got rich from movie trailers on YouTube. YouTube money. Like that's it's something different, isn't it? It's not Minecraft anymore. He started to hone his skills. He started to change his style and hone his skills. And at some point, I'm never going to find the exact, but he started to do this. I remember one, he stayed up watching a video, like a meme video of like Meow Cat or something for 18 hours. And it was just like a mad challenge, a bit like Jackass, but without the slapping and the hurting. How many licks does it take to get to the centre of a lollipop? It's clear what he's doing, isn't it? It's a little challenge. I'm going to lick this. And he cracked it. He started to crack it. Look, 100 layers of saran wrap versus toilet paper. Now, I don't suggest you put plastic cling film around yourself. I think that's irresponsible. But it didn't cost $1 million. But it's a bit wild. It's a bit wacky. It's got 1 million views. And when you click this video, the picture was somebody wrapped up in the cling film. Yeah.
Europe is a reusable bottle. And that's great, because every year, big drink companies...
Whoa, that has 5 million views? Saran Wrap has 3? Oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
So he's found a video on YouTube that's already got the big views. He's copying it and he's straight in. We know what we're getting. Here it is happening. Mr. Beast is good at it. He's good at it. You might not like it. You might not enjoy it. You might not want to watch those videos. I don't. I'm not interested. I don't need to see someone eat gold ice cream. I'm not getting clickbaited. But that's how YouTube works. So at our end, Martin, at your end and my end, we're not doing that. So you've got to accept that you're not going to get the big money. That can't be your income stream because you're not going to be able to play. The YouTube algorithm is not going to pump your videos up on the thing. Some people, there are some 30 plus people. If you look at Facebook these days, Facebook is full of shit posts, like not shit posts, but awful rubbish posts, like which one's better, red or yellow? Which do you like better, fruit sweets or mint sweets? And everyone's on there. I like this, I like that, commenting. It's turned into a load of rubbish because the people that are now on Facebook, all the young people have gone. All the smart young people with their funny memes and their comedy posts, they've gone. All you've got now is the 40 to 80-year-olds who are still on Facebook, people's mom and dads. Facebook is a bunch of mom and dad jokes, a bit of the shit, the sort of stuff your mom's going to be interested on clicking on. If you're still on Facebook, you're there with them. You'll have noticed it's changed over the years. Things change. We are not going to hit that meme. But these funny ideas do get a lot of views on a lot in inverted commas. Quite small for YouTube, but enough from those sort of people. It doesn't mean YouTube is a place for that sort of stuff, and it doesn't mean that YouTube wants this stuff to perpetuate and continue because it knows it's not even like this is so fringe sideline. Mr. Beast is not, the millions and millions of people that watch Jake Paul are not interested in this shit.
Yeah, in a studying environment, so it's really cool. You'll see. So yeah, I'll do all that next week. And but concerning this, like doxing my family, that's not a fucking thing that's even legal. You're not allowed to do that shit,
Jesus Christ, doxing his family, that is not legal. If that happens, then I'll tell you what you should do: straight to the police.
Christ, how much threats have I had this week of violence?
Threats of violence, police. I personally wouldn't even talk about it on camera with you. because it would already be dealt with. And I'll tell you what, violence, I shouldn't say this on camera, right? I shouldn't say this on camera, but violence, come on then. I've got an axe. I shouldn't say that. You know, I'm not legitimising, I'm not promoting. What I'm saying is that if someone wants to break into my house, I will defend myself. I think that's a better way of saying it. I'm not some ninny. You know, I'll be waiting for you. But I will tell the police first, of course. I will tell the police first. And if I find out who you are and where you are and you want to start violence, I'm not saying that I will come and find you, but I will certainly find out who you are and where you are.
My family telling people to go and fuck us up, they're the exact words, from people who are just happy to, like, basically, I'm not going to say anything about these people, but if they want to just do that with their lives, wake up of a day to attack other people.
Trolls.
There is a thing called karma.
Oh God, karma. Don't rely on karma. Karma doesn't even work like that. That's not how karma works. Karma doesn't work like that. It's funny, isn't it? If you search for karma, you're actually going to get a load of businesses called karma. But karma is spiritual principle of cause and effect. So your actions influence the future effect. So you do good things, and maybe your rebirth will be better. Your next life will be better. That's what karma is the Buddhist principle, because they believe in reincarnation. So karma is that if I'm really living a good life, after I'm dead, I might come back as a great big king or an elephant or something good. But right now, if I'm being mean to people, it won't mean that I get meanness happen to me. It will mean that I just live a life of meanness, success and all, and when I die, I come back as a cockroach. That's the karma. So you're confused about what karma is.
You know, well, that's it. And I'm thinking, like, you're probably thinking, you know, if you've done so fucking bad, Martin, how come the Most High has picked you up and put you in the most beautiful setting with beautiful people who are just angels and
I don't know what he's going on about now, because I don't see it either of those. I don't see it in any of those extremes. I think it's a bit weird that he thinks God has picked him up and put him with angels. Because a minute ago he was being attacked by people. Is that the devil? I don't want to live in that world of those weird extremes, so I don't.
Happy to help. And when they've seen what's been going on, it's just been like from an existential perspective.
But I tell you what, Martin, I'm the archangel sent to help you. I've said this to the others. I said it to the homeschooler. I am the archangel that will help you. You know, if that's the way you want to frame it, fine. But I do not let people down. I'm loyal. I'm true to my word. And I've critiqued your ideas, but as a human being, I've got your back. Remember, everything I've said here, I've not said these people are right to attack Martin. I've said it's shit they're doing that. I'll have your back. I'll stand with you and I'll fight them. They're also idiots with bad ideas. You've all got bad ideas, but you're not being mean and malicious, and they're being mean to you. So I will stand with you.
It's like, holy fuck, Matt. You know? It's just not fucking funny, any of it.
On the other hand, if you were promised money by Martin and you drove all the way to Birmingham and then did your speech and then at the end he didn't pay you, you'd be going off your tits. You'd be angry. But what you'd have to do is you'd invoice him, and when you got nothing from the invoice, you'd have to take him to small claims court. And that's all you can do. You can't threaten him with violence, and you can't kick up a big fuss like a baby. If you didn't get your money and you're chasing him for money, you can't keep, unless it's drug money, in which case you can just go around and kick the door in. Anything else, no, you can't. You just have to accept it. It's business. You got screwed, not maliciously evil by some nasty person who stole your time, but by an idiot who didn't really realise how to run a business. So whatever, either way, you didn't get your money. I've worked so many jobs where I didn't get my money. I've done jobs where I haven't got my. I did a voiceover once. Sent the voiceover. They sent me a thing back saying we don't like your voice anymore. We're not using you. Well, I've sent you the voiceover. I've done the job. So send me the fucking money, please. Like, I don't care if you want to use it or not. That wasn't the deal at my end. The deal at my end was you'll pay me this amount of money for saying this stuff on the microphone. I've done it. It's to a certain standard, to a certain quality within a certain time. You owe me the money. I've been in that world of not getting paid. You have to write it off sometimes. You just have to write it off. So if you're chasing Martin for money, go through the small claims court and that's it. Don't get personal. Otherwise, you're an idiot. you're a loser and an idiot to get all angry and personal about a minor amount of money that in 20 years' time isn't going to make the shit a difference to anyone.
No.
And like I said, I just didn't want to come on and just fucking be defending myself there, and just like, and then other people saying, oh, the longer he's away is an admission of guilt.
This is all weird. The longer he's away is an admission of guilt? Absolutely not. Put your ducks in order. Not saying anything is not being guilty. Put your ducks in order. Don't play to their fiddle. You know, don't do yourself the hate. Put your ducks in order. Make sure that you know what's going on, and then, you know, talk properly. Yeah, absolutely. And it's serious accusations, so no wonder you wouldn't want to start shouting on the internet with these serious accusations going on. But at the same time, he didn't want to come on and defend himself, but he's happy to have this woman defend him, or at least co-defend, or at least help defend him. I don't know what's going on with them. I really would like to know who she is and what her role is. You know, if it's just a friend, it's just a friend. If it's a counsellor, it's a therapist. If she's a financial advisor, I don't know. But she seems to be having some sort of control. She seems to be in some sort of position of authority over Martin through this process, or at least guiding his thoughts. And I don't know if that's the best thing to do. Certainly taking advice off your friends is important, but having them start the video, having them with the notes, having them do it, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Guilt of what? Not being able to come up with money you haven't fucking got, being squeezed by everybody, including the man. Fuck that shit. Yeah. It's like it was all designed for me to just get really, really fucking depressed and bump myself off.
Threatening suicide is not something that you should do lightly, Martin. But at the same time, I'm going to believe you felt that way. So I'm going to say a cry for help is something we should take care and attention to pay attention to. Don't threaten, you know, I'm going to kill myself if you don't do it. That's awful. But I think he's actually, you know, confessing that he's been suicidal, depressed, at least had suicidal ideations. So that's serious. Again, I refer you to Mental Health Monday. Talk to the Samaritans. Martin, talk to me. It's okay.
Where he was ending.
We're not doing that.
No, but that's where everybody was, you know, or everything was heading.
And again, it feels like to Martin a conspiracy to make him kill himself. But actually, those people just wanted their fucking money.
Well, if these threats are not taken offline very, very soon, we will act on the legal advice we've been given.
Jesus, what a pathetic thing to say. She makes me want to slap her now. I'm not condoning violence, but if you don't take it down, we'll act on the legal advice. Oh, you're so pathetic. You should have already acted on the legal advice. You should already be on that, because the illegal active, you know, if someone's defaming it, on it straight away. I'm not going to wait till somebody suggests that maybe, and then they'll take it down. And then, you know, no, if you're going to come and give me a slap, I'll grab your hand. I'm not doing that. And if someone were to come to me and they ask me pretty please, I'd say, go to fuck. Go and swivel. Get yourself a solicitor, because I've got a good one. You're going to need a better one than me, mate. You know, how stupid to say. And the legal advice we've been given, you haven't seen a lawyer. The people on the internet who say they've got legal advice have looked on the internet. It's always that way, isn't it? I've been to lawyers, and I went to sit with a lawyer once. Hairdressing this was. Someone tried to screw me on hairdressing. They tried to lie and say that I'd done something that I hadn't and ruined their hair. And they tried to claim that they could have get me to pay for it to be rectified. But I had witnesses, I had photographs, thank God. So I was able to say, fuck you. And I went to a solicitor, and the first thing they did is say, right, I'll write you a letter. It's going to cost some money, but I'll write you this letter. I didn't go out of there thinking, thanks for the advice, I'll decide what to do. They were on it. I paid for their time, so they did their job. Legal advice is looking on the internet or asking someone. It's nothing. Knowing that you're being defamed online and going to a solicitor is something completely different. So I'd be on that. I'd be calling the police and I'd be calling the solicitors. I certainly wouldn't be asking pretty please.
It's a criminal offence. You're not allowed to do all that shit.
Yeah, it's a criminal offence. So you and the police can talk about it. Thanks. If you want to do a crime in public, you can talk to the police. I'm not going to, sorry. I shouldn't have took you to the police because I'm a nice guy. Fuck off.
And that'll happen very quick. So whoever needs to hear this, you've just heard it.
She's threatening now. She's making an online threat. Staring into the camera, making an online threat with one eyebrow raised. Very aggressive. Very aggressive, isn't it? But foolish, naive, and not at all threatening. Because if you need to hear it, and you need to understand it, you should have already received your letter from the police. If not, you're going to think she's an idiot.
Stop playing around.
You're the one that's playing around. You're playing. You're not doing serious things. You've made a video.
Showing my personal telephone number on videos as well.
That's bad, showing your personal telephone number. That is bad.
My phone.
Just change it.
Well, so that's like double docs.
Yeah.
So it's everything.
The whereabouts of your son.
Yeah. My flat.
The whereabouts of your son has been made known because he's made videos and posted them online about where he is. So that's a bit unfair because he makes videos about where he is. Look, this is his channel. That's a photograph and a big piece telling you all about the boat. So that's a photograph of where he is. And he puts these videos up all the time telling you what he's up to, what he's doing. He's a grown-up, he's an adult. This is one in Birmingham. You knew he was in Birmingham because he posted the video of being in Birmingham. Like, I don't know about what other people are posting, but it's a bit rich to say, you know, posting videos about where he is. I don't know what they're... I haven't seen any of these. Bear in mind, I haven't seen any of the bad things they're talking about. I'm only made aware of them because they're talking about them.
Flesh and blood, my closest relative, living to bits, and you know everyone else has died. I've been in deep fucking grief for the last few years.
Feel you, Martin. I feel you.
And then doing that is just the worst fucking thing ever.
Right. So that's that. Okay, let's not drag this on.
No.
Martin, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. We'll figure it out. Thanks for coming on.
Again, I don't like that pattern on the arm. I think it's... She looks at him and says, you're going to be all right. But there's not that emotion involved, is there? But the patting... It's like someone said to her, oh, you should pat him on the arm, you know, to show that you're being... But it's not the touch. I remember recently I went to a funeral with one of my relatives and I was just... had my arm around my auntie. I just sort of, you know, had my second cousin, my auntie, whatever. I had my arm around her. It wasn't like a... like that, was it? It wasn't like that. Look, it wasn't like this. Was it? That's an aggressive action. But it's like she knows what she's supposed to do, but she's not so good at doing it.
You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. We'll figure it out. Thanks for coming
She won't look at... She didn't look at him while she was doing it. She couldn't look him in the eye.
Figure it out. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, guys.
Guys.
And she's in control. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, guys. She's running the show. I think she wants to be a YouTuber. She's told us at the start she was a YouTuber, but she had to fuck it all off because she didn't want people to see her videos. I don't know what that meant. But I think she is gaining something out of this. She's smiling now.
Keep a lookout on Flat Earth British, okay? Just keep with me if you can, and I'll be bringing brilliant new content, I promise you. This is fantastic.
And holding her breath while he talks.
The footage is just what? In this place, in this beautiful place that the Most High sent me to.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this.
Okay. More aggression. I don't like that. I don't like people who outwardly show signs of aggression so often. I think that when you deal with them over a period of time, eventually they start to show that aggression more overtly. And when it comes to a conflict, they act aggressively. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't get good vibes off her. And she's ending the video. Shut up, Martin. It's time for her to take over again.
Flat thumbs.
You're not supposed to be doing that flat thumb. She's supposed to be being yourself. That was a fake you. And he thought of it. He made a face then. I don't know whether that was to her. I don't know whether she made a face to him. That was weird at the end.
Thumbs.
Flat thumbs. What's that thought? Is that I shouldn't have done the flat thumbs, or has this been gone wrong? Is he now just starting to assess what he's just done? He's certainly not going to be in control of it because she's got the button on the camera. You know, she's taking control. I worry. I'm worried about Martin. That's the critical thing today. I'm worried about Martin. And like I say, if Martin wants to reach out to me, please do. Absolutely, please do. I've got a really choppy stream today. If you've been watching this stream, it's choppy because of the internet or my computer. I don't know which, and I'm going to fix it in the future. But right now, it's a right fucker. So I really appreciate you making it this far. We're just going to quickly look at one more thing, which is I searched, because I'm trying to find who's saying these bad things. So I searched for Martin Liedtke, and I searched with the filters for this week. So it's only videos that have been made this week. You know, the most recent things made about Martin Liedtke. And the only one that I was able to see here that seems negative is this one. This is a warning so people can be aware of what they're getting involved with. So let's have a look at what's being said.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. It's a video that I didn't want to have to ever do. I didn't think...
Classic YouTube. This is a video I didn't want to have to make. But with a smile and a look off to the left as you make up your next bit of sentence. A smile, because you do want to make it. You are making it. If you don't want to make it, you don't make it. If you do want to make it, you do make it. But you say you don't so that people think something different because you're talking shit.
I never have to make this.
But I don't know what she's going to say. This could get really heavy and serious. So I might have to save this for the next broadcast. Because it might turn out that I was wrong to support Martin. I'm just being instinctive and I'm watching the videos. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Her eyes are very dilated, which indicates either fear or it indicates sensory arousal or drug use.
I'm here
or she could be in the dark, but she's not. She's in the light.
To set the record straight about everything that's happened. I'm sure you're wondering from my post what the heck has happened. I've seen a few people speculating, and
I don't know what post she's talking about.
I've also seen a few people trying to take matters into their own hands, and I don't condone that. I don't condone anyone messaging the people involved. I don't condone anyone sending threats or doxing anybody. The people that are involved and the people that are guilty of what they've done know what they've done, and we don't need to get involved with it. Bringing you this warning of what these people did.
I don't know what these other people are purported to have done, but she's about to make an accusation. I think she should have made the accusation straight up first 10 seconds, told us what we were getting into, because this is a 40-minute one. I'm not going to be here for the full 40 minutes. Our episode is nearly done, but I need to bring this up at the start to set up our next episode.
Their irresponsible, selfish behaviour. I trusted these people. I thought they were genuine and honest, and it turns out they're just full of lies and deception. And
if she's talking about the whole conspiracy crowd, that's a surprise, isn't it? That they were all talking rubbish.
I'm now having to make this tower moment so people know what type of people they really are. I am
okay, tell us what they've done.
Like, I guess like the mental side of things with all of this as well. It's not just...
This is like problematic because what she's doing is what people who try and win a bandwagon over are doing. Like, she's not making a video to tell you the facts here. She's making a video to gain your support emotionally. So you know, that's why she's not starting with the facts. She's starting with emotional pulls. She's starting with you know, a call to your, you know, oh, protect me, I'm a weak girl, and these people are being mean to me. But tell me what they're doing, please, because otherwise you're just, you know, throwing around accusations and trying to manipulate people through your behaviour.
Just a case of I've been wronged and ripped off. It's a case of I've been mentally like manipulated and used and gaslit. I guess.
I don't know what gaslit. She's going to have to... I will give her a chance to speak, Chris. I will. I'm just making sure I, you know, point out that it's been 1:22 and I'm still waiting for her to speak. So I don't want to hear all this emotional plea. I don't want to be manipulated myself. I want to hear the facts. So I'm just pointing that out.
It's gaslighting, isn't it? A lot of stuff.
She just said it's gaslighting, but she didn't give me any indication of what gaslighting, when. So should I believe that she's been gaslit, or is she just saying it? I don't know. Could you keep, if you've got information, you've got evidence, show it and talk about it. Don't just make empty accusations, because they're useless to us.
It's happening until now, really. Like afterwards, I'm like reflecting on the situation, seeing where the red flags were and the manipulative behaviour.
Because she's using all the buzzwords, red flags, manipulative behaviour. I've told you they're manipulating you for your money, but she might be suggesting something different. I don't know, because she won't tell me.
Behaviour was. Anyway, so the subject matter, it does revolve somewhat around finances, but the bigger thing to all of this is more like how these people behaved. I don't care about the money side of this anymore. What I care about is the fact that there's been lies and deception, and I need to stop other people from falling for it. So it's up to you what you do after this. I'm not telling you to unsubscribe from anyone or
you just did
anything like that. You can make your own decision. I'm just bringing forth this information.
This is, again, I've seen this in action in petulant young people who say, I'm not saying this, but you just did. So she doesn't look, her body language is not giving me the signals of someone who has been wronged, who is feeling shame or suffering or any of that. She's giving me the signals of someone who's trying to manipulate us. That's what she's doing so far. It's like a naughty child in a way.
From my personal experience with these people. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning of what happened. Bear with me, it's going to be very long, but I need to be able to explain the whole picture so you
Please
can
just
understand
do
what's really happened here. And if I miss anything out, it's not deliberate. It's simply the fact that I've forgotten, because there's been that much involved in this. And it's been
Well, you'd make notes, wouldn't you, if you're going to do a big video about it?
that complex with that many different scenarios and situations mixed together. There's bound to be some information missing. So, okay, so I guess I'll start how I met Martin. I had an email from India at Holistic Media and Martin asking me to be a part of the Flat Earth British Conference in September.
Important that she's jerking around as well. She's got herky jerky recording, not just my stream now, so it's going to be double bubble. But I just want to get into what the accusation is, because we're not going to run another 2.5 hours. But I want to set up next thing. She's not even fucking...
September last year, and I was honoured to be asked to speak in it. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe people would ask me to go on there and present anything. So I was really over the moon. Terrified, but I was over the moon. And that's the first time I've ever met Martin at that conference. And that weekend, I hung out with him and some of his friends. Everything seemed okay. I was a little bit taken back by it all, because I've seen these people online for a while, and it's weird actually being there in person. So I was starstruck. And
Someone else is leading her. Someone just gave her the prompt. They said the word. That was someone else. That was a man's words said through her. Is there a jealous male in this situation who's angry about something and wants to lash out? Because there's somebody behind this that I'm not seeing.
Not really.
And it's all well and good to say, oh, I'm naive. I was starstruck. They're hurting me.
Didn't really have my guards up as much as I should either. I was naive about Martin and who he is, so I kind of trusted him a lot. But anyway, as time went on, we had a nice weekend.
But you haven't told us what's wrong.
As time went on, my life, a lot of stuff happened in my life, what brought me into a situation where I had to find somewhere temporarily to live until I finished the van I was living in. So I was renting a room in a house with one of Martin's friends, because they had a spare room and they knew I was in a bad situation. And Martin was messaging me. I didn't have anyone else to message, and it was just, I was so grateful for these people for helping me. I couldn't believe the kindness and stuff. So I really...
If you're being charged money, it's not kindness. They're using your money to pay their own rent.
Again, was really naive about these people. I thought they were as they were presenting themselves. Yeah, I trusted them. I really did. I thought they were one of us. I thought they were real. But
what are you on about, one of us? One of us who? Flat earthers? Because somebody believes the earth is a certain shape, that you can trust them with your money and your life. What a ridiculous thing to say. I don't think she thinks that. I don't think anyone thinks that. I think that's her trying to be, oh, poor me, oh no, oh, NLP is someone looking to the left. Imagined visual. Digital, we sometimes call this digital feelings, recording emotions, reacting to the voice inside. Down is a bit different, but we don't want to be seeing up and right. We want to be seeing up and left is what we're looking for. We're seeing sort of middle left. We don't want to be seeing to the left. It says to the right there. That's their right. We don't want to be seeing to the one side. We want to be seeing to the other. You see what I'm saying? Yeah? You see what I'm saying? I hope it doesn't matter. I know what I'm saying. What we are getting, though, is a little bit different.
Over time of living there, I had to use that time.
She's reading a script, that's why. She's not, that's why I'm confused. You see, I was able to pick that up because I could see there's something wrong with her NLP eyes here. Her eyes aren't right. And that's because she's reading a script.
To build my van to live in. I only had a short period of time to get it done, and it came a point where I couldn't finish it because I was financially
this is true. You see, she's looking into her memories.
Unable to. I was
heavily edited. Now we're looking at her making something up. We're looking at her imagined auditory, imagining something that some people have said, or imagining something here. I was
waiting to go up to Scotland to start work, but I couldn't do that until my van was finished.
That's a lie. It's not true. NLP, you know, I'm not telling you categorically whether she's lying or true telling. I'm telling you what I read from my knowledge of body language. She seems inauthentic, and that thing about going up to Scotland, someone else said it to tell them to say that because it sounds better than whatever reason she had.
So I was in a bit of a situation where I couldn't get out of it. On New Year, Martin was round.
These situations you can't get out of, I don't know what you're on about. This is true coming up. This is something she's remembering, but also it's not completely, it's something she's thinking about how she felt.
And he was telling me how he couldn't pay his rent, and he was panicking, saying he was going to be made homeless. And then I felt absolutely terrible for him. I thought, that's horrible. I know what it feels like to not have anywhere to go. We can't let this happen.
To go, she does have places. The reason that she looked up to her right, my left here, was she's making that up as well. She does have places to go. She just doesn't want to go there, maybe, or.
I'm gonna make sure. Let's think of something. Let's collaborate and think.
She's giving me a lot of really terrible body language signals. A lot.
Something to be able to help us both out of this situation, because I was stuck and he was stuck. So then
there's a lot of movement in her while she's talking. A lot of movement in this head as she's sort of placing thought markers on a, like, this has been thought out previously. It's not like she's not just thinking this and saying it. That's why it doesn't feel very honest.
I came up with the idea of a tour across the UK, and Martin was okay with it. He was down for it. He thought it sounded really good. Well, I didn't arrange a conference for the end of the tour. That was something I wanted to avoid, simply because it's just too much stress and organising.
Look, you see her looking over here to her right. To her right. I'll bring it up again for you. The NLP eyes. So this is what body language experts would do. Auditory construct make up sounds. So you would say that's something where someone is inventing something somebody else said. Inventing something somebody else said if your eyes appear to be like this, in this way. So let's just see what she's saying and see whether that matches. Is she trying to say something that somebody said?
Okay with it. He was down for it. He thought it sounded really good. Well, I didn't arrange a conference for the end of the tour. That was something I wanted to avoid, simply because it's just too much stress and organising. And Martin's admitted himself he doesn't like doing conferences.
Martin said it. He didn't like. So it is. You see what I'm saying? This matches up. I don't know if Martin said this to her or not, but she's now telling us what Martin said, but she's making up what Martin said. It might be because she can't remember what Martin said and she's having to make it up, but she's making up what Martin said. It's not coming from her memory of what Martin said.
So I thought we'd avoid that and just do this tour and have a good time, meet up with people, bring them an actual educational tour around these cities and have like a collaboration old world thing together that we could all do together and meet people. And it was much more than just like creating something. It was like trying to create something so people could come together.
I agree with that. I think that's her truth. She was trying to do a social thing. Martin turned it into something else. This is why, it doesn't always work doing these things together, does it? But what you're saying here, she was scammed by Martin and he needs to pay her. We don't know that yet. There's certainly, if it's a business, then there's certain aspects of that we can dig into. And that looks like, what we're going to look into. But that's really easy to work out. All you have to do there is just show you the documents. Just show me the documents. She hasn't started. If I was in her situation, I would start with, here is my statement, my bank statement with the money coming in, going out. Here is the contract with Martin that says that Martin owes me the money. Martin owes me the money. I wouldn't talk about any of this other shit. It doesn't matter what the purpose of the fucking tour was. She's making an emotional plea to you. I was trying to do the right thing. I wasn't trying to make money. Martin's stolen it. The money doesn't matter to me, but I'm going to make a 40-minute video about it. It's bullshit. She's talking shit. Yeah? It's not total bullshit. There is some premise to it. But what she's telling you her feelings are, she's lying to you. You can only trust her as much as you can trust Martin, as much as you can trust me. I'm independent. I don't care about any of these wankers. Yeah? So you should trust me because I'm the only one that doesn't have anything to gain from this. But I don't believe her. I find her very disingenuous. We will come back and we will watch her whole 40 minutes. It's important that I do a couple of things before I do a proper body language analysis, which is to try and find a baseline so that I can compare her to her baseline. And I will come back and I'll do a full one on her. But I will tell you now, I started this whole thing. You can check out our channel, me on YouTube. I am anti-FEBs. I think they all talk shit. I've made videos about Martin and the shit he talks. I am not here to back Martin. However, I will read the situation as I read it and I will act like fucking Jesus Superman. I will be ethical down the line. You will not catch me out on that because there's nothing to catch. The people who've watched me for years know it. It's to my own detriment sometimes. It's not always popular, but I will tell you the fucking truth. I'll be accurate down the line. I've studied psychology. I've studied social psychology. I can spot a liar. I've done a channel on YouTube that was very successful in that field. I'm not talking about that now. What we're talking about now is whether I think she's being genuine, and really no, I don't. I think she's shit stirring. She's trying to gain public opinion. She's doing Amber Heard. She's doing Amber Heard. She's right now doing the Amber Heard op-ed, painting Martin out to be a shit. She's doing her best to make him look like a personal shit, not a business shit. In business, You either pay the money or you don't. It's not personal. If I didn't pay you the money I owe you, it doesn't mean I'm a human shit who's like stealing it. It just means I didn't pay you. Maybe I've got financial problems, whatever. It's business. It's not personal. If it's personal, it's personal. So, you know, I think there is an issue there. I think there is an issue there with the way she's painted this for the first 5 minutes, and like she's playing to the emotions. She's playing to the audience. She's doing a witch hunt hate campaign. She's not talking about facts and figures. We're going to get into the whole detail of a video, so I will get into the whole detail of a video. Go to his own son's channel. I've seen that. We brought it up, mate. Chris, don't worry. I'm on this. That's why we're looking at their feelings. And I don't want his son to go through life without a father. I don't want the father to go through life without the love of the son. I think we should try and resolve that in some way. So now I'm digging into it, and now I've found her. So, Chris, you're going to have to be fair on me. I'm allowed to have my opinion on her. Apropos of nothing. Yeah? I haven't got a dog in the fight. I haven't got an iron in the fire. Chris, I'm just judging her on what I've seen of her. She seems like a manipulator. That's what I'm seeing from her. There was a man behind the camera who gave her the words. She's reading a script. She's not on her own. There's a man involved in this. She's not on her own. Okay? So you're going to have to give me the benefit. Welsh Dragon Metals, I'm on him. I'm subbed. I've got him. Yeah. But give me the benefit of the doubt here, Chris. I'm not listening to you in the comments. I'm not listening to Martin and his ideas. I'm not listening to what she tells me. I'm viewing it all and giving you an honest appraisal. I haven't got a dog in the fight. I haven't got an iron in the fire. I'm giving an honest appraisal. So you don't have to believe me. You don't have to you can think I'm rubbish. You can think I'm talking shit. I don't care. It doesn't do anything for me either way. But you should consider that out of all the people saying things, I'm the only one who has no agenda. My agenda is to say that they're talking shit on YouTube. Benefit yourself. Do something better with your life. And don't ruin your life with these bad ideas. It seemed genuine to you. That's because she's good at it. That's because she's good at it. She edited it much more than Martin's video. She cut loads of bits out. We've seen already it's been heavily edited. The bits that don't seem genuine are on the cutting room floor, mate. She's a manipulator. Some people are good at manipulating. Some people do it and they're not very good at it. But usually, and this is going to sound terribly sexist, but it's true, women have to learn this skill because men are more aggressive. So you need to be able to manipulate the man because you can't fight him. It's not sexist, it's a defense mechanism. I think she's been in a relationship in her life. She can tell me this. Only she can tell me this. I think she's been in a relationship in her life where she's been abused, where someone's been abusive to her. I think her father was probably... It could have been her mother, could have been a parental figure, could have been anyone. I think someone, while she's growing up, has been aggressive, temperamental, and she's had to learn how to stay on the good side, how to appear innocent. I think she's probably been in trouble at school, or maybe with the police, for something reasonably petty, and she tried to talk her way out of it and was successful. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot to be laying on someone, because I've no clue who she is. But I'm able to do a read on her. Not a tarot reading, but a human psychology read. And it's interesting. It's really interesting. The one thing I find so interesting about this, the most interesting, is she's got these really wide dilated pupils, which indicate arousal or fear. And that's not a good look if you're telling the truth. That's not a good look. So we will dig into her. We're going to have a good go on this tomorrow. I'm going to have it's important that I give her the fair crack of looking at her other content first so that I can get a baseline. And it's a 40-minute video, and I've been on stream now for 2.5 hours, so we're doing it tomorrow. But we are coming back to this. Look forward to it. It's going to be brilliant. I have not passed final judgment. I will, I'll be careful to not pass final judgment yet. I've told you I'm getting a bad vibe, but I've not passed final judgment. The stream has been really choppy today. I'm going to endeavour to make that better for next stream. However, I can't promise anything. You know what the internet's like. You know what these internet providers are like. And I don't have the technical know-how to tell you what's gone wrong with it. But the kilobytes keep going up and down on OBS. So I'll look into it. I hope it's resolved. I'm not promising anything. But it will be resolved in the long run, because I will not allow that to hold back my media product. So you be good, my little podcast. You be good. I'm going to be back here 2 o'clock tomorrow with this woman. And he was long separated from his wife. I don't care how long you separate. If someone you know and you love died, Doesn't matter how long you were separated from them. So what? You should still feel compassion to somebody if someone they know died. Everyone in this world knows somebody that they love, and they will suffer the fact that they die. So human to human, we should all be compassionate of that. So I think his flat earth ideas are rubbish. Load of rubbish. Look, if you go to this picture, you all look south and you can all see the Southern Cross. On a pancake world, it doesn't work, but that's the reality that you live in. You can see the Southern Cross. So we can prove it. I think it's rubbish, but he's a human being and he's suffering. Yeah? He's a human being and he's suffering. He's made mistakes. He's fucked up because he's been an idiot. He's saying he's not done it deliberately. Whatever. He's saying he's got this problem with his son. I see him suffering. I'm not his biggest fan. But I don't want him to suffer. This woman who I've never met before, who is saying these things, I don't want her to suffer either. I don't want anyone to suffer. But I'm not seeing suffering here. That's not what I'm seeing here from her. I'm not seeing it. So I've got my feelings. We'll do more investigation. But you know, Mary, I think you be careful. Be careful to be compassionate. That's the number one thing. If we end up getting angry, if we end up pointing fingers because someone said something on the internet, you're lost. You're done. You're just playing to her tune. Now, show me some, like Larry Nassar, who was sexually abusing those gymnasts. They came forward. They spoke out. He goes to prison. I just got a problem with my stream error. Buffering, whatever. Okay. Like when people do serious problems, serious things, you take them to the serious court. You know, she shouldn't be doing this video. She should be taking him to court for her money if that's the issue. You know, you take these people to the serious consequences and then you speak out and say, this is what they did. Because you proved it. Guilty. I'm going to operate on innocent until proven guilty. I think that's fair. And I think it's really important that we don't just jump on a bandwagon and we don't just start kicking the shit out of someone when they're down because someone else feels they want some money. That seems really wrong. So I'd be careful, Mary. I'd just be really careful about how mean you're going to be to somebody and how compassionate you're going to be. Because I don't care how separated he was from his wife when she died. It doesn't change the fact that I feel sorry for him that she died. And nor should you. Nor should you. I think what will come out of this, mostly, I'm guessing, is that nobody's a great big evil villain and nobody's a wonderful angel. Certainly not this lady. She's certainly not an angel. But nor is Martin. We're just humans. Some of us make mistakes. Some of us do nice things. Some of us do bad things. But I don't think Martin's the devil and I don't think she's the angel. And I think if you think that and you're on that tip and you're looking for that and you're fighting a corner, well wrong. You've been manipulated by her to follow her. They're all looking to manipulate and it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. She's doing a he said, she said. And you're in the schoolyard being part of the bully gang. Unless she can show me some evidence. Unless she can show me some truth. And if then, I don't need to see it. She don't need to tell me. She needs to go to the police. The police prosecute. And then you don't have to say on the internet, oh, I hope to save people from Martin's claws. Because everyone's saved from him. Because he's on the register. So that's what we're coming to tomorrow. We're going to have a good look at it tomorrow.
When we were planning the tour and I asked Martin about...
I can't promise anything on terms of the stream kilobytes, YouTube streaming. At my end, I've got a very nice camera. I've got a very nice image. I've got a very good media product I'm putting together and I'm making content. You might agree with me. You might disagree with me. We'll discover and learn and investigate together. And you don't have to agree with me or not. I don't care whether you agree with me personally. But I do think you should subscribe and follow me because I'm not trying to blag you out of some bullshit money, some funny idea. You know, I'm providing real content with real value. And the bottom line is we need to care about each other and our mental health. We need to look out for each other, not attack each other. And if you and your little group are turning and backbiting and stabbing each other in the back, you fucked it totally. Because in the big picture, we ain't going to get there. We ain't going to get there. Love Martin or hate him. Love thy neighbour. Forgive him or don't. You know, forgive him or don't. Don't forgive people if you don't feel like forgiving them. That's on you. But you turn all this group, this thing into a big stabbing, backstabbing thing. Doesn't look very nice from the outside. Doesn't look very nice. We need to help people. Mental Health Monday. Check out my work. You'll find something that can help you in that. I'm not making anything off it. I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm not selling a book. So you be good, my little puckos. I will now go and try and fix the internet problem, which has been doing my head in for the entire stream. And we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. GMT for this lady and her response to Martin and the things she says, which I'm telling you, from my experience, red flags all the way thus far. Doesn't sound like she's telling me the truth. Doesn't look like she's telling me the truth. Looks like she's trying to twist